down, who dives headfirst into the shallow end of the pool.
It's Talk Sports with John Reed and Cody McClure.
If it is to be said, so it be. So it is. So it is.
It's a Tennessee thing.
Well, I'm holding on.
Back in the booth, back on the airwaves, coming at you live from the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. John Reed, Cody McClure. The P team is here. They are locked and loaded. Sam Beard and Bad News Bubba. Welcome into this Friday edition of Talk Sports. It is both a victory edition of Talk Sports as well as a pregame edition of Talk Sports. We'll recap Tennessee's big comeback victory over Auburn yesterday, and we'll preview the rubber match against Vanderbilt later on today. Will Warren will join us at 9:30, but in the meantime, let's find out how Cody McClure is today. What's up, Cody?
Hello.
Hey, man.
Good morning, freaks. Good morning to you.
Morning, Cody.
Good day, sunshine.
That's the freak saying good morning back. Morning, Cody.
Is that your favorite Beatles song?
No.
Good day, sunshine. You like that one?
Whichever one's the last one that's on the album or like on the playlist that people play, that's my favorite Beatles song. Yeah.
Hey there. It's good to be here. It's good to be anywhere. Fine day here in our fair city. Very cold. Very cold this morning. A bit of a shock to the system if you weren't ready for it.
Hoodie season is back.
Coat season this morning. But soon we will be out of the cold and fully into the spring. But got hit in the chest a little bit today. A little bit. We walked outside and got hit right in the chest. A bit of a jolt. T-shirt not hitting so good, huh? So anyway, I'm all right. Be sure to kill a black cat today. It's the only way to get through Friday the 13th, you know.
I would say to befriend it versus kill it, but
no, you have to kill the black cat.
Good luck. Good luck when you try to kill that cat. Guess what's going to happen to you? You're going to get clawed and scratched. Maybe your eyeballs. You know what's a good way to have a bad Friday the 13th and to have bad luck?
Get your eyeballs clawed out.
Yeah, mess with a bad kitty that scratches you and meows at you.
I had a
dream
about a cat.
You had a dream about a cat?
Yeah, I had a dream that I was feeding a cat.
Okay.
I'm not sure why.
Sounds like you want a cat.
The cat was in my dream.
Meow.
I don't know. I guess it was a flashback.
Meow.
Flashback maybe to my old cat. This one was a black cat, though, in my dream.
Okay.
But it had white on it, so I don't think it was like a Friday the 13th thing.
Okay.
I think it was just a coincidence.
That's cool.
So
I like it.
So anyway, yeah, if you're out there, say hello to a cat.
Meow.
Unless it sounds like that. And then maybe just walk away.
I had a video I watched before bed of these kids carrying cats around. It was pretty funny. Kids with cats. It's good. It's good. It's good lane. Putting bows on them, just grabbing them by the neck, putting them in backpacks. I got a chuckle on a lot of them. I was like, oh, cat videos kind of made YouTube, I feel like.
I watched a video of a guy, he made tiny little like puffy winter jackets for his ducklings.
Okay.
And they were just waddling around in the snow 2 inches at a time. It was pretty funny.
That sounds pretty cute. I once knew a guy who tried to invent mittens to put on cats' feet to keep them from being so loud and scratching.
Oh, that's sweet.
Kitten mittens.
That's sweet.
Yeah. But the cats didn't like it.
Yeah, I feel like
when they
they wouldn't
walked,
like 'em.
it was like their hair was raised. They were scared.
I knew a guy in school who found a box of kittens and threw them at a stop sign.
Yeah.
He threw the kittens one by one at road signs.
Plot twist. His name was Cody.
No, certainly wasn't me. I would never do that to cats. I watched the documentary Don't Mess with Cats. That's not something I would do. I hope that guy's in prison.
I'm sure he is.
He was a real problematic kid in school, as you can imagine. Yeah, threw the kittens at the stop signs. It's just unbelievable. Terrible work.
Sam, you good over there this morning?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty solid. Decent day yesterday. Went out and did the playbook with William for an hour. Had to go to the dentist. That wasn't fun. I don't like the dentist.
No one does.
The lady was very nice. She actually ended up my hygienist. We were talking about what I did, and she was like, "Oh," she's like, "I babysat Tony Basilio's kids growing up."
Oh,
yeah. So that was nice, but yeah, I don't like the dentist.
The dental hygienist always has some things to say.
And then you're sitting there like,
It's like a woman who cuts hair. They always got some gossip going on.
Well, at least you can talk while you're getting your hair cut.
Well, sure.
You got a whole bunch.
Don't take it for granted. I miss the gossip. I missed the gossip when I was getting my hair cut of people asking me questions.
You could still do it.
Touching the back of my head and saying, "You like this, sweet? You like this?"
You could go for a little.
What are we going to do today?
Straight razor shave and a nice little massage and just still get all the gossip.
No, women don't do that. That'll be men. That'll be straight razor in my head.
I could find
good.
a woman that does a straight
razor.
I'm
good. It's not worth the $20.
I prefer a man.
Well, the $20 it would take for me to go in there and do that and the waiting, it's not worth it. I don't miss it that much. But boy, do I miss when my girl in Athens, whenever I'd sit down, she'd scratch my head and be like, "What are we doing today? How do you want it?"
I had a barber named Dan, and he was an old man.
I still remember when she told me when I was 16, she was like, "I wish you could take," no, she said that I was going bald. She's like, "Sweetie, it's up here, this little spot. You're in trouble." I said, "Oh, God, you just ruined my life." And sure enough,
I could still smell the Brute cologne spray that he used to wear. The aftershave. Brute aftershave. That's what old men wear. R.I.P. Dan.
Bubba, you good over there?
I'm all right, I guess.
God, here we go. What's the matter now?
Just
What's the bad news, Bubba? Let me know. What's the bad news?
Bad news is I was trying to get some extra things this morning
some extra things.
To carry with me in my arms throughout the day. And the box that I keep them in, I had to get some stuff because I plan on working on my car today.
Oh, okay.
At an external location that has a lift and all that. So it's trying to bring stuff with me, and it's hope I don't forget everything. And I go to pick up a box and everything falls out. Just to the point where I can't reach it. So now I'm trying to use this box upside down to try to pull stuff back. But then there's just other things in the way. But aside from that, I'm doing pretty good. Other than the Weigels admin has tattoos and piercings and is somebody that I would want to take out to sushi sometime.
Oh, the Weigels admin's a girl that fits that mold for you?
Absolutely.
Okay. How'd you find that out?
I was just scrolling through TikTok and they popped up for their milk, and I was like, why is there Midwest emo going on, and why is it about the cereal milk? And then I saw the tattoos, and I was like, I'm going to continue this.
Am I as lost as the audience? Did I miss an important detail in there somewhere? What do you say? The Weigels admin?
Yeah, the person that runs
social
the Twitter
media
account. Yeah.
Okay, what about them?
They're a goth looking girl.
Yeah.
It's a goth girl who runs the Weigels account?
Well, just the type, the tattoos,
But why are you telling us this?
Well, because that's
what happened.
That's one of the biggest things. Bubba.
All right, I guess I'm done talking for the day, Sam.
That's crazy. That's crazy that Cody couldn't last
happened?
45 seconds listening to your story.
But what happened?
You didn't care, so just let it go.
No, I do care. That's why I'm asking.
I was able to hit a pretty nice parlay last night.
Let's go. Turn up snaps for Bubba.
Well, now we're changing the topic.
Well, you weren't listening. What'd you have?
Well, so's the audience.
Every SEC picks. I had Kentucky, the Vols, Oklahoma, and Ole Miss.
Yeah, my dumb ass was sitting here before the game, and I was like, okay, Kentucky, they're going to win. I was like, same odds as Kentucky money line. I can get Missouri plus 5.5. I said, you know what? Let's just do Missouri plus 5.5. Then they're down 16. I'm like, oh, my God, I'm producing the playbook. I'm listening to Sam. I've already heard all of Sam's takes. William's staring at me. William's getting roasted for his takes. They're killing William in the chat, calling him a moron for saying.
What did William say?
William said he wanted to win 2 games and then basically throw the 3rd game against Florida.
That's what I said, too.
No, you didn't say that to throw the game. You just said
No.
we'd lose to Florida. He was basically acting like we just don't even try against Florida.
Oh, well, that's a loser mentality.
Right. So people are roasting him. Meanwhile, I'm getting roasted with Missouri. I'm down 16, but then they start coming back, and I'm like, all right, let's go. Meanwhile, my boy Ludwig Oberg is just drilling par putt after par putt. I'm like, let's go. We got to get to 2 under and stay at 2 under for the day. Ended up getting a 3 under, so that's good. I'm riding high. Missouri comes all the way back. They get down 1 with like a minute and a half left. I'm like, oh, baby, I'm so smart. This was such a better bet than Kentucky money line. And then, boom, bucket. And then another turnover by Missouri, and then another bucket by Kentucky. Then all of a sudden it's a 5-point game with like 15, 20 seconds left. I'm like, okay, nothing stupid. Let's get an easy bucket here. And the guy, T.O. Barrett, that ruined my life a couple weeks ago, has a wide open layup to cut it to 3 and bricks it. He just completely whiffs on I kid you not, a wide open layup. And then they foul. Then they're down 6. Kentucky misses a free throw. Then Missouri scores. Are down 4. And then, of course, they foul and lose by 6. So then I lose that. So that wasn't good for me, Bubba. I didn't hit a parlay. I did hit a nice NBA player prop one, and then I'm mad because Jonathan Kuminga, my God, the guy couldn't score 5 points last night. I had him around like the second quarter. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to throw him to score 5 points at minus 400. Let's boost this up. The guy ends up with 2 points. And I had him at 15 points, rebounds, and assists. He ends up at 13 because he kept missing right at the rim. They kept fouling him, and they wouldn't call it foul. So I was a little mad. So right before bed, I was like, you know what? 2-team parlay, lock it in. Oklahoma money line, Boomer Sooners. I've been riding them. They've been doing me good. Parlayed with Kansas on this terrible LED court where they're all sliding around. Kansas, it was back and forth. We call that an elevator game, Bubba. You know why? Because there was ups and downs. The elevator business. We were just ups and downs.
Alligators also go up and down.
But then eventually Kansas took control of the game, so that hit. But I have seen that the Big 12 is getting rid of the court. They said, you know what? It's terrible, which it was terrible watching it. Now, I will say my old lady, she was watching it with me, and she's like, wow, that court looks cool. That's the court? They got all those pictures on? I was like, yeah. But it's kind of like playing on glass because they're all sliding around. So they're getting rid of it now. Credit to them for trying something new, but terrible. Congrats on your parlay, though. Who else do you have? Just all SEC teams? You had Ole Miss, money line or points?
Money line.
Oh, baby. And Oklahoma money line?
Yep.
So both of those were plus money. Tennessee, Kentucky, what'd that pay about? 12 to 1, 14 to 1?
It was like, I think I got it with the 10% boost.
Okay.
So it was like a plus 19 something.
Okay.
10%.
All right. Let's go. Good for you. That's a nice little Thursday afternoon.
Yeah, it was much needed for my bankroll.
Well, there you go. Look at Big Sports God coming through
Who
for
do
you when
you
you
gamble with?
No free pub, Bubba. Don't
An
let me
app?
fool you.
Give me the initials.
No, Bubba. No free pub.
F.
That one? Yeah.
Fanatics?
No. That one's Fanatics.
I mean, that's how I would abbreviate it. It is Fanatics. He's shaking his head. See? Cody's
Fanatics?
Cody's wrong again.
Well, when you hear of a gambling company and you think F, that's not the one you think of.
If you're talking about
That's not one
FanDuel,
of the big ones.
wouldn't you abbreviate that? FD?
Free pub there. Well, if Bubba could have just told me, that would have helped.
Yeah. I understood, Bubba. Me and you're always on the same page. I'm starting to creep into your brain a little bit. Like the Mind Flayer in Stranger Things.
Playing Survivor on my island.
You
Yeah.
guys have very similar brains.
Yeah. I'm starting to wiggle my way in there.
Did you bet on Bam Adebayo last night?
I did not. But with the under would have hit. Like we
8
talked
points.
about. Yeah. Which is pretty funny. That made Kobe fans even more angry.
Didn't do nothing.
Tennessee, big comeback victory. That was fun. We'll dive into it next. Let's talk sports on Fan Run Radio.
Can't get enough Fan Run Radio? Be sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel by searching for Fan Run Sports.
What kind of day is it? It's a White Claw day. Grab a pack, grab your friends. Everything else in life can wait. Your friends shouldn't. Let's go. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
Welcome to Axle Logistics, where excellence isn't just a goal, it's an energy. As a leading third-party logistics company, Axle is powered by an award-winning culture built on a work hard, play hard mentality. Here, the drive for success is contagious and hard work never goes unnoticed. Whether you're just starting out or looking to level up, Axle Logistics is the place to launch your career. Join us and take your ambition to the stars. To learn more, visit axlelogistics.com.
Hey, Vols fans, Cody Brown here. I grew up right here in Tennessee and know what it means when someone says, I've got your back. That's why you can trust Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee. Whether it's your home, your vehicle, your family's future, or the business you built from the ground up, we will show up for all of your insurance needs. We are Tennesseans who understand what matters, which is doing right by you. Insurance is not all about just paperwork and policies, but it's about the people we insure every day. So if you want insurance that hits home, give me a call at 865-992-3871. Go Vols.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Are you ready for the start of a new season? Maybe looking for your team to go on a tournament run? Get game day ready with Crumble. Head on over to your nearest location and pick up 12 pre-selected cookies plus exclusive toppers. When you're looking for dessert options, there's no question about who you should call on. Our listeners already know. Last year, the Dubai chocolate was a home run, along with the brownie batter. Oreo crumb was another crowd favorite. What new flavor will set the standard this season? If you're in the Knoxville area, there are 3 locations ready to serve you: Clinton Highway, Parkside Drive, and Maryville. Download the Crumble app to build your best lineup and vote on the best combos. You can even put your bid in to request a new flavor. Order in the app and slide on over to your nearest location. Tell them Fan Run sent you, and as always, it's for the fans, by the fans. Don't miss the cookies.
Good morning, Knoxville. I'm Aiden Sidoti, and this is your Talk Sports update for Friday, March 13th. Number 5 seed Tennessee basketball took care of business in the SEC tournament, knocking off 12 seed Auburn behind a monster 27-point performance from Nate Ament. The Vols advance to face Vanderbilt today at 3:30 Eastern on ESPN with a spot in the semifinals on the line. In the NFL, the Minnesota Vikings have added a big name to their quarterback room, agreeing to a one-year, $1.3 million deal with Kyler Murray after the Arizona Cardinals officially released him on Wednesday. And in college hoops, the last undefeated team in Division I has fallen as Miami, Ohio suffered its first loss of the season, losing 87-83 to UMass in the opening round of the MAC tournament, ending their perfect run at 31-1. Hey, John and Cody, what chances do you guys put of Miami making the NCAA tournament? Back to you guys.
Well, to answer your question, Aiden, I think Miami of Ohio is going to get in. Might have got dicey, had a couple of those teams won yesterday. Like, for example, had Auburn not completely gagged all over themselves against Tennessee. I'd say Miami of Ohio gets in, probably as a play-in team, but they'll get in. Vandy Dandy writes in, this is an interesting tidbit as we get ready for our rubber match today. He says that in Asia, only men cut hair. Interesting. I don't know his credentials and whether or not he knows for sure, and I've never heard that, but he said men are better at cutting hair, and therefore in Asia, only men cut hair. There are no women hairdressers.
They do a solid uniformed job. Everybody looks
I wonder if they have male like nail techs over there?
I don't know,
because I feel like that's something that's like predominantly women here, but then you see a couple men sprinkled in.
Yeah. I think they have like American men they take over there and do the nails like as a humiliation ritual. They make them do it. I don't know why Vandy Dandy would know that, but I appreciate.
He lives
the
in Vietnam,
and I'm going. Oh, okay.
Have you not learned anything about our commenters?
Sometimes I'm focused on the show. I can't really sit in the chat and just look at everything.
He said many times he lives in Vietnam.
Okay, well, my bad. Well, Kenny, if the men are hairdressers in Vietnam, does that mean necessarily that they're in every Asian country hairdressers?
I don't think that means they're in every country. Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, their countries are probably different.
Right. So he said it.
They're not all the same.
Well, I know, but he said in Asia, like it was a uniform rule or something.
I mean, maybe
that's my point.
Maybe you rarely see Asian people out of sorts. You ever notice like
out of sorts? What does that mean?
I mean, when it comes to grooming, physically, like they all are very clean people for the most part. You never see like a big fat bum ass Asian like
talking about like in America.
Yeah, like you do Americans. Like you don't really see a guy like me in Asia. You know, I'm sure there's a few of them here and there, but they're all mostly pretty uniformed, clean cut.
That's sad. You refer to yourself as bum ass. That's sad.
Well, I'm just
that's sad. You don't see any bum ass Asians, like me. That's sad.
Like a fat guy wearing a hat.
Have
like
some self confidence.
Like
look yourself in the mirror today and say, "I am worthy."
I'm talking about being a fat guy with a hat. You don't see fat Asian guys in hats.
Bum ass, like you said.
Yeah, like
bum
just
ass.
Wearing a t-shirt, fat guy wearing a hat.
That's sad. Have some.
Well,
confidence.
no, it's more about it's
pride.
not about me. It's about the cultures, the difference in the cultures. You know, they take pride in their looks, unlike us.
You think Nate Ament looks in the mirror and says, bum ass? No, he looks in the mirror and says, I am a ball player. I'm a killer. I'm a baller.
The same applies really for, it's not just me. It's everyone here. You know, like
I wouldn't say
you don't see them wearing
like me.
Well, you too. I mean, you wouldn't see them wearing a hoodie.
That about myself. Yeah, Asian people wear hoodies.
They don't wear hoodies. Asian people don't wear hoodies.
You clearly have never had any Asian friends.
You're thinking of Asian Americans. I'm talking about Asians.
I'm talking about my buddy Taehoon that just came over. That was South Korean. That was, there for less than a year. He hadn't been Americanized. He wore hoodies all the damn time.
Never see a guy in a hoodie in Asia.
You ain't been around enough Asians to talk about it.
I've been around all kinds of Asians.
No.
I go to a massage parlor. It's full of them.
Wrong. Nate Ament, 27 points yesterday. Put the team on his back. And I got to say, there were a couple of plays. There are 3 plays to me that stood out.
Let me guess.
Okay, 3 plays. Let's see.
When he dove into the crowd.
Yep, that's one of them.
Into the photographers. And then when he came back and hit the 3-pointer immediately after that.
I'm calling that the same play. That's
calling that one play?
That's one play. Yeah, it was like a 15-second stretch.
Okay. How about the play before that where he drove in and drew?
No, these aren't all 3 Nate Ament plays. These aren't all 3 Nate Ament plays.
You're just talking about
there's 3 plays,
in the whole game?
That stood out to me. Well, it's really during Tennessee's run. I mean, there wasn't really much from the first half I looked at as,
Ament had
good things.
Ament had 10 straight points.
Sure.
So
he put the team on his back.
You're down 49-39.
And he said, no more. No mas. Time to go.
And then we closed the game on a 31-11 run.
Meanwhile, Stephen Pearl just
Oh, yeah. And not only Stephen, Bruce, too, I'm sure you saw.
I did see that. Do we know who Stephen Pearl was yelling at one point when he said, shut the bleep up after he got his technical? He was talking to somebody. I can't imagine he was talking to a ref that way. So, was he talking to, one of our players that way? The camera zoomed in on him after he got technical, and he looked at him and was like, oh, you shut the bleep up. He didn't say bleep, though. He said the F word. And I was like, I doubt he's talking to a ref like that after a technical because I imagine they would throw him out. So is he arguing with our players that way? But anyways, 3 plays. There were 3 plays during the stretch that I looked at, and I just said, oh, this is basketball.
Let me guess the other one.
Well, okay, yeah.
The Felix block.
We only got one. Yep, Felix block.
Mm-hmm.
Felix block leading into the Jacoby Gillespie finish I thought was awesome. Those are the 2 obvious ones, though. There was another third one, though, that really stood out to me.
I think the Boswell block when you were down 8 started the whole game.
That's it, Sam. That's the third one. Good job by you. Cody and Sam locked in. The Boswell block will get forgotten, but it was an awesome play as they were kind of running out and getting ready to push the lead up. It was a 4-point swing. He gets a block, we get a bucket down the other ends, and then that kind of puts you off and running.
My buddy who didn't go to Tennessee but like just loves betting college basketball, he texted me and was like, should I live bet the Vols? And I'd been in the dentist, so I didn't watch a ton of the first half, and I came back. I texted him. I was like, let me watch a couple minutes to see how we're feeling. I saw that Boswell block, and I was like, yeah, bet us now. That's gonna flip this game.
Was the Boswell block the same possession where the shot clock ran out on Auburn?
No, it was a 3-on-1 possession where they had a run out.
I might throw that possession in there. Just as when the shot clock ran out, you could see our boys finally getting fired up on defense.
Yeah,
like and Jimmy Dykes says, "Oh, that's what Tennessee defense is right there. That's their identity." But that's when we were still down maybe 8 at that point.
It was a gutsy performance from Tennessee.
I mean, Ament started driving in and drawing fouls, and
he finally got in the damn ball.
Yeah.
He came out and scored 5 points pretty much immediately out of the gate. And then you look around and he had like 7 points in the second half, I feel like. And you're like, okay, well, are you going to get the ball again? He had 7 points at halftime. You're like, okay, let's get him going. And then, finally, maybe it wasn't 7 he ended up with in the first half, but it felt that way.
He had 10.
10 in the first half, okay.
I believe.
And then 17 in the second half?
Yeah.
But like you got down to like the 10 or 11 minute mark, I feel like, before he even got to really touch the ball in the second half. But when he started touching it, boy, did he start firing it.
Yeah, he was awesome. I mean, he took over the game for you. You're down 49-39. And next thing you know, the game's tied at 51. And then we kept on pounding their eyes shut after that.
Yeah, we were in here watching it, in the clubhouse. They were getting ready for the drive, and I was here producing the playbook, so I didn't make it out to Barley, so we're kind of watching it here. And I just kept saying, like, just don't foul Auburn, and they can't do anything on offense. Like, that's just how it felt. Like, don't put them on the free throw line, don't bail them out during this stretch, and they're going to fold. Like, once you started, like, chipping away at the lead, I was like, Stephen Pearl is going to melt down. He is not a wartime coach. His team does not handle pressure, and Tennessee is going to get some momentum, and you're going to have people in the crowd start cheering for the team that's losing because everyone likes to see a big comeback. Tennessee fans are there, and like even the unbiased fans that are there will start rooting for the comeback because they want to see good basketball.
Every time we would hit a shot on that run, I noticed in the crowd these guys in red that would jump up. Yeah. And I was like, that must be Alabama fans.
Yeah, I think I saw the same ones.
That
but
has to be Alabama fans.
You knew the crowd would kind of start changing your way, and that's what happened. And as Tennessee kept chipping, Auburn's offense went in the toilet to the point where, again, I was like, if you don't foul and bail them out, they're not going to get a good look. And they went like 7 minutes without getting a good look.
I don't know the specific number, but I'm pretty sure like 26 or like 28% of Auburn's offense comes from the free throw line this year.
Okay, well, that checks out. Because watching them, I was like, man, this offense can't do anything unless Pettiford is banking in a lucky three or they are getting to the free throw line.
And he got his.
He did.
Pettiford, he had 28 or something like that. I mean, he scored a lot of points.
And when we do the glass half empty version of the game, like, it was still alarming that you couldn't stop a guard. Like, you still can't stop a lead guard from going off. That's going to be dangerous in the postseason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's happened to us a handful of times this year.
By my perusing of the play-by-play on ESPN, it has Nate Amet's first second half points coming at the 10:42 mark as he gets to the free throw line and hits 2 free throws.
That's exactly when the game changed.
Yeah.
I mean, it was the last 10 minutes of the game that we outscored them 31-11, and Nate did most of that.
You were down 49-39 when he gets to the free throw line and goes and hits 2 free throws. And then you get a stop. He hits another jumper, an and one. It cuts it to – all right, I guess you didn't get something. They push it back to 10. And then you have the 10-13 mark. He scores again. That's when he kind of went on his own little 10-0 run there.
He hit a 3 in there.
Yep.
That was the one where he got pushed into the photogs.
He had an and one, a couple free throws. He hits that 3. The 3 cut it to 2. and then you get the Felix Okpara block that led to the Gillespie layup that tied the game. And at that point, you kind of knew you were winning the game. Once you came back and tied it up, you felt very confident in how you were going to finish that game. And you finished it strongly. And I've been tough on Jalen Carey. I thought Jalen Carey gave you good minutes during that stretch.
Yeah, he was playing hard out there.
Yep.
He was fighting.
I got no issue with him after yesterday, from the performance yesterday. Still don't think he's in your best five, but he was useful during that stretch run as Nate Ament went crazy, and he gave you some toughness. Now I will say I was ready to cut him off the team when he got the technical foul.
Oh yeah,
as you're trying to start coming back in the second half.
Yeah, and then Felix, for as good of a game as he played, he had a dumb play there at the end too, but he got lucky. It was an offset technical where he ran into the guy's head. Did you see that? He walked right into the guy was bent over at half court, and Felix walked right into, banged off his head. The guy pushed him.
I mean, I'm glad the guy pushed him and it got you the double, but man, that felt pretty cheap. Without knowing, seeing Felix's eyes and his intention, if I'm just walking in a straight line and I don't throw my elbow out or anything, I'm in trouble for you leaning down. I don't know.
No, he walked right into the guy.
He just walked.
He walked right.
He was just walking.
The guy, you could see Felix walk toward him. You can see the angle.
I didn't take you being soft to say you can't walk into somebody. That's crazy.
Well, I mean, I don't care. I mean, you can walk into whoever you want to walk into.
He just walked in a straight line.
I'm not going to argue that it wasn't intentional. I mean, he definitely.
You don't know his intent.
Go watch it again.
I've watched it.
He watch
walked
it
the
again.
straight line.
He did not walk the straight line.
Down.
At the very end, he clipped toward him.
No, the guy was
trying to run into it.
It's not my fault. It's not my fault you're leaned down, brother.
He ran right into him.
That's soft America. Cody helping perpetrate it.
But he got lucky. The guy pushed him.
He did get lucky. The guy pushed him. That is true. It's been a great run for Okpara. He's been really good.
Yeah, he was really good in the last bit of the game there. I mean,
that block
gave me a lot of hope.
That block, a guy on Tennessee staff says it's the best block he's ever seen in person, and
it's pretty nice.
It's harder to find a better one, especially at the college
nice.
Level. If you want to go back to LeBron James blocking Iguodala off the backboard, okay, but Felix to be running kind of full speed and to be able to pivot in a fast break and get back and get a completely clean block, that is a game-changing play, and like I said, about as good as it gets.
I feel like that was the basketball equivalent of a wide receiver catching a ball over his helmet almost, where it's just blind and he's got to kind of turn, and then that ball is just immediately on him, and he was just right there to meet that ball at the rim.
You can call it that. I would say it's more of a defensive back turning around and snagging it with one hand out of nowhere. Yeah, to go from trying to run and chase it, because at least the receiver is looking at it the whole way for the most part. But he swivels his hips and jumps up and steals it. It was awesome.
There's probably a good chance that whenever Stephen Pearl did tell our presumed player to, for his probably Jalen Carey.
It probably was Jalen Carey.
Because I think that was after his little oop to Okpara.
And Carey has a good funny clip as Okpara jams as he runs by. He's hitting on the head and stuff. So I would imagine of the people on the court, it would be Jalen Carey. Gillespie and Ament don't really seem like the type to talk a lot of trash. Maybe Felix, maybe Boswell, but Carey would be the favorite there.
I just love how Auburn was saying yesterday, we're going to find out who the tougher team is, and we punked their ass again.
Well, that was another good Jalen Carey highlight after the game. He said, they try to talk about it, and that's cool. You can be tough for a couple of games, but in our program, we do it 365 a year, which is kind of funny because he wasn't here a year ago doing it that 365. But the point is true. Tennessee has been playing as a really tough team for really the last 8 years.
That's our identity.
Yeah, the last 8 years.
You can't just toughen up for one game against us.
So I did like that Jalen Carey quote. You could talk about it. You could try to puff your chest out and come in here and be tough. But if you haven't been putting in the work, if you ain't been living it every day, if you ain't been living the gimmick, it ain't going to work. It ain't going to feel authentic. And I don't know if it's Tennessee's toughness that won them the game or if it's just, hey, we had the best player on the court in Nate Ament. But I do think mentally Auburn melted down. And physically they went from being able to get offensive rebounds to down the stretch, they couldn't really. Like, Tennessee started getting to every loose ball. I thought for the first 30 minutes, it was very annoying, but it felt like Auburn got to every loose ball. Every, 50-50 rebound was theirs. Every almost steal ended up in their hands. Over the last 10 minutes, those all went in Tennessee's favor.
Kind of felt like a Houston game to me.
Yeah.
Just where it's like, hey, you have the star offensive player that can go out there and take over the game, but you also have a team that can just shut off the water basically defensively for 5 or 10 minutes, and that's how you're able to go on those runs. So, I know you're going to have to keep making some shots in March, but, maybe that's kind of the way that Rick kind of constructed this roster a little bit after losing to Houston in March, just knowing, hey, you get down in deep into the season, and the longer you can grind a team out, the better it's going to be for you.
Now, you're going to have a superstar performance, but
right.
Hell, you paid Nate Ament millions of dollars to come be a superstar. We've known, it hasn't been a secret that this team is built around him and Gillespie. And Gillespie, I thought, was good yesterday. I'm completely fine with his box score, 15 points. Now, I would like a three-pointer there, but, hey, he only shot 2. It wasn't like he was sitting out there chucking. And Auburn was doing a good job of double-teaming him and kind of blitzing him and trying to get him on the move, especially early in the game before Nate took over. But, Gillespie was tough around the rim, and, he added in 15 points. You get to 40 between the two of them. I like my chances. They got to 42. You won. Nobody else gave you double figures. That's okay, because you got enough bench scoring. Carey gave you 9 big points, hit a couple free throws. Evans was flying around making a couple plays. Dwayne Brown had a couple of free throws and a layup or a dunk. So, he got you 4. So there's what, 18 bench points? I can live with that. That's pretty good. You got 42 from your stars. And then, Boswell is another bad offensive game for him, but he made a game-changing block. Estrella hit a couple of clutch turnaround little hook shots. He was mostly a non-factor. It was a Jalen Carey game. And Okpara gave you some toughness and rim protection, but he wasn't really doing much for you offensively.
Rim protection. Well, there's rim protection, and then there's what's been allowed to happen in the last 10 minutes, said Bruce Pearl.
Have some damn pride, Bruce.
Also, he capitalized rim protection. Not sure why.
Have some damn pride, TNT. That's really what it comes down to. Make Bruce pick a lane. He doesn't get to be rah-rah super fan in the stands cussing out people and then also go on TNT and, try to be, an unbiased talking head. I'm fine with him supporting his son. That's fine. Now, you could say it's a little cringe for a, guy that was a head basketball coach for so long to be in the stands cussing people out. Maybe have a little bit more class than that. But, him living and dying with his son, that's cool. I got no issue with that, and they died yesterday. They're not going to make the tournament. That's it for them. It was nice for Tennessee to cut the head off that little disease-ridden snake that was trying to get to water.
If Bruce cared so much, he should have coached him.
Yeah.
Well, maybe. At least stayed on staff and it helped a little bit. But, TNT going to try him out for coverage is crazy.
It's a shame that we've replaced Jay Wright with Bruce Pearl.
Did Jay Wright just want to go home?
I don't know, but I know that, the March Madness, studio team is Bruce Pearl and not Jay Wright.
Yeah.
Janai Broom replied to Pearl and said some people didn't show up ready to play.
I don't know if that was the issue, because they came out and played pretty good at the beginning. So I don't know if I agree with.
Well, maybe he's just talking about in the second half.
In the second half they didn't, yeah. But they showed up ready to play. They just got punked. Once they got punched in the mouth and things got tough, they said, okay, never mind. We're ready to go
Many
home.
Tennessee fans in the comments saying, if
congrats, Bruce, your favorite team won.
Well, that was Taryn, yeah. If it was a bad whistle in the second half, it was to make up for the first half.
Yeah, the rim protection. All you got to do is show the video of Jacoby Gillespie getting hit in the face on his layup, no foul being called, and Auburn being allowed to review it and get an out-of-bounds call in their favor. That was sickening. That was sickening. All you got to do is show a video of that, and it should shut up most Auburn fans. At least you would hope so. Because, yeah, he got hit in the head. He got hit in the face. And they're like, whoop. Actually, it was off Tennessee. Your ball, Auburn. We'll get to the bad of it because, like I said, it's not all celebration. There's still some concerns. Tennessee's still got to clean a couple things up. We'll get to the comments in the YouTube chat. But yesterday, for all the people that always say they don't care about the SEC tournament, when you get caught up in those games, you really want to win them. and they feel good when you win. That's why I never buy into the people saying they don't care about the conference tournament, because winning them, really fun. Winning those games, really cool. See you later, Auburn. Losers. Losers. We'll continue the conversation on the other side. Stick with us.
Follow us on Twitter or X or whatever they're calling it these days at Fox Sports Knox, Fox Sports Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Hey, it's Russell Smith here for ECR Total Landscapes. I had the ECR crew out to my house last year to remove multiple trees on my property, and I couldn't be more satisfied with the work they did. Not only did they cut down several trees that were too close to my house, they also grinded the stumps and cleaned up the work site, leaving my yard looking better than before. Take it from me, if you've got a dangerous, overgrown, or storm-damaged tree that's threatening your home, your car, or your family, don't risk it. Do what I did. Call ECR Total Landscapes for a free estimate. Tell them Fan Run Radio sent you. 865-384-2012. That's 865-384-2012. Your local tree cutting experts. These guys get the job done. Check out their website, ecrtotallandscapes.com.
We really need to get some branded stuff. Shirts, hats, promo items, something professional.
I mean, we could just find a website and order a bunch of it ourselves.
You could, but you're taking a big risk. You don't know the quality, the fit, the timeline. It's a roll of the dice.
Yeah, I guess, but isn't that how everyone does it now?
Not the ones who actually care about how their brand looks. Look, if we're putting our name on it, it needs to be done right. We need SM Athletics.
SM Athletics?
Yeah, they specialize in working with businesses like ours. Apparel, hats, promo gear, but real, customized stuff. They actually care if it turns out right.
Probably a lot better than getting stuck with 100 t-shirts with crooked logos.
Exactly. Plus, they'll walk you through everything. Sizing, colors, material, so it matches the image we're trying to build.
Makes sense. What's the name again?
SM Athletics. Trust me, if you want to look like a real company, not a flea market stand, this is the move. If you're serious about your brand, work with people who are serious about getting it right. SM Athletics.
A brand built in Tennessee and born from the love of the game. Inward Half revolutionizes golfing comfort. Crafted by a former pro and dedicated enthusiast just like you, our luxury performance wear guarantees you stay cool and comfortable through every swing and every day. We're not just a brand. We've set out to create a lifestyle for those who understand that impeccable style and premium performance are a hole-in-one. Enjoy the walk-in with Inward Half.
Back on the program, Fallen SC writes in, getting my hair cut in Korea was amazing. They cut your hair, wash it, then stretch you and massage your back. It was incredible.
Then what?
I'd like to know the price on that.
It's cheap over there, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah?
I see all these videos on like my TikTok.
Did you say that was in South Korea or North Korea?
I'm guessing South. I'm guessing South.
Some of the videos that I've seen, it's not much of a massage after. They're just like slapping you in the back and like
waking you up.
Yeah,
it's the blood flowing.
Yeah.
Eric writes in, anybody else take the Vols money line at plus 400 at the half? Ooh, goodness. I didn't realize it was that hot at halftime. I took us in the first half at plus money and thought I was doing good. And then I was like, Tennessee's going to make a run. It'll be fine. And then we got down. I was like, oh, my God, it kept getting worse. Kept getting worse, but the boys made a run. Shout out to them. I appreciate them for making a run. Vandy Dandy writes in, without Ament, Tennessee would have been embarrassed by Auburn. And, that might be kind of true. But guess what? We got Nate Ament. And for my money, he's a top 3 player in the SEC. And we got him. Vandy ain't got nobody as good as him. Congrats to Vanderbilt for beating Tennessee in Knoxville on Tennessee's senior day. It probably felt pretty good. They're like, oh, you got to spoil your basketball season or spoil your basketball senior day. We beat you in football on senior day. I'm sure that felt good. That's all fine and dandy. But Tennessee didn't have Nate Ament.
That's a big difference in the game, the way I see it.
They didn't have Nate Ament. And if I'm Nate Ament, I feel a type of way about the way I played against Vanderbilt whenever I played them earlier this season because they kind of roughed him up. They had a really good game plan. They swarmed him. They got up under him. They didn't get called for very many fouls doing it, and they bothered him. If I'm him, I want to build off yesterday and kind of right that wrong. We paid Nate Ament. We brought him in to be a superstar, and yesterday was a superstar performance. You know, like the passing that test with 27 points. That's a big A+. Stamp it on there. Big A+ for Nate Ament. And for the questions about his ankle and his minutes restriction, he played 32 minutes. Barnes, after the game, joked and said, no one told me anything about a minutes restriction. I figured they would, but they didn't, so I just kept playing him.
He said on the panel with the guys after the game, he was saying, I just left it up to Nate. I kept looking at him saying, you good? He said, yeah, I'm good.
Nate's a competitor, and Barnes has been saying that the whole time, and people didn't want to believe it. People thought he was going to shut it down, yada, yada, yada. And look, I didn't think he was going to play in the SEC tournament. I thought they would be cautious with him and make sure he was there for the NCAA tournament. But Barnes kept saying this guy wants to play. He wants to represent Tennessee. He loves it, and he's a competitor.
He loves playing basketball. I mean, it's as simple as that. Like, everybody makes such a big deal about these guys, like, shutting it down and, oh, well, he's going to be an NBA draft pick. And these guys are competitors.
Not everybody.
They like playing the game. No, but, I mean, the vast majority of them, I mean, there's a reason they're at that level. It's because they're basketball players.
I do still –
not Darren Peterson, of course.
Well, I think it's just as
go ahead.
I just think it's just as easy for those $4 or $5 million players to go get an injury late into the season and know what's ahead in their career and just be like, oh, I don't really know if I want college, the rest of my college career. But he's a guy that's going to go out there and give his all for Tennessee.
He's a guy who's really about it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I commend him, and I've defended him all year partly for that reason. Like, he's always seemed like he cares, and like even when he was struggling and everybody was crashing down on him, he seemed like he was keeping a pretty good head on his shoulders and staying locked in. Like, and Barnes was telling everybody for a reason, like, no, this guy's going to figure it out. He's too smart. He's too good. He cares too much not to do it. First one in the gym, last one out, yada, yada, yada. But, like, yeah, he's wired like a basketball player that you want. And that's why that play to me is just so cool of him diving into the crowd with a hurt ankle.
And then hitting a three.
Yeah, like hitting the three was icing on the cake, but really just diving on the floor, diving out of bounds to try to save a ball was enough for me. The three was the icing on the cake. But like that's the one place if you got a sore ankle, you don't really want to jump out where there's a bunch of random feet and objects. Like, that's a good way to get hurt. And he didn't think twice. He dove out there and did it. And of course, yeah, paid it off with a three, which makes it one of the more iconic plays of recent Tennessee basketball history.
These guys want to win. It's all about winning.
I would imagine that Nate will be out there today wanting to win, not really worried about the whole back-to-back days thing.
Yeah, he ain't worried about that. As long as he feels good, he'll go.
Is that the best run we've been on since the Creighton game?
You mean like just like in terms of the number, or like the most fun run we've been on?
Kind of both. Added all game-changing run.
Yeah, I was going to say it's going to be harder to top. What was it, 20-0? It'll be harder to top that in terms of like a bigger one. In terms of most fun, I can't say for sure. I mean, that one was great, but I was like, do we have a similar run against Houston at all in the Kentucky last year? I mean, I felt like we went on a pretty big run to end that Kentucky game.
Yeah,
I don't know like what the number would have been, but like it felt like we went on something like a 17-4 run or something crazy as we buried them. That one would be more fun.
20-0. That's pretty nice.
But yeah, 20-0 is crazy.
You go from down 10 to up 10.
Yeah. No, that is crazy.
Just completely flipped it on them.
And having them melt down too, like having the Stephen Pearl technical like was the icing on the cake. Like, the run kind of ended after that.
Yeah,
I think we hit one free throw, then they got a bucket.
It couldn't have been any sweeter. than it was yesterday against Stephen Pearl. Like that's what you like to see against that guy. Nepotism.
Yeah, it's not a great first year for Steven.
He ain't gonna make it. He ain't gonna make it. They're gonna run him out of town probably next year.
I'll be interested to see how much, money they give him in the portal to kind of try to flip the roster or get some key pieces. I'd imagine with Bruce in the stands still going crazy, the people that love Bruce will still donate to his son. So we'll see. But no, that was fun. But yeah, Sam, I'd like to know what the biggest run against Kentucky was in the Sweet 16 because it felt like we kind of blew them. It went from a somewhat close game to a blowout there for a bit. The Creighton one was an out-of-body experience, though. That was as good as it gets. That one was awesome. Yeah, we kind of went on a similar run. Not as drastic, but we went on like a nice, I feel like a 10-2 run or something like that against Purdue early in the next game in the Elite Eight that I thought we were about to have a similar game against Purdue, but obviously that didn't work out as well.
They asked Stephen Pearl about the 20-0 run that Tennessee had where Auburn.
Let me guess. Fouls. They fouled us.
Auburn's inability to get to the free throw line.
Fouls.
He said 8.5 minutes against a team that's as physical as Tennessee. That's something.
Yeah, show him the highlight of Jacoby Gillespie getting hit in the face. And I know that was in the first half, but that was a moment where it was I believe a 4-point game at that point. So like if you get the proper ruling there and you get 2 free throws in the ball, like they could have swung the first half and maybe you don't get a hole dug in. So yeah, you're just going to lose me on crying about the officials, especially like when Auburn's offense was stand around the perimeter and try to chuck up shots. It's not like anybody went hard to the rim. And if they want to cry about the Felix Okpara alley-oop, like, watch the replay. That was as clean of a block as you get. Credit to the refs for not blowing the whistle on a couple of those. Because you would think that the SEC would have put the call out. You know what I mean? Like, you would think that the conference would have said, hey, if Auburn wins, that's another team we get in the conference. They would get in the tournament, excuse me.
Well, you were in a dangerous spot there, of a team that had something to play for, but you just tougher. Just out-toughed them.
Word to Conzo Martin, #tougher breed.
Yeah. What's he doing now?
He just pulled a big upset in his conference tournament.
He's getting his team in the tournament, isn't he?
I don't know if they're in the tournament or not, but they pulled an upset on the 1 seed. I don't know if that was them getting in the tournament, though. I don't think so.
They didn't win their.
I don't think so. Where's he at? Is he back at Missouri State? Yeah,
I think he's at Missouri State.
I don't think they have punched a ticket just yet.
How those Conzo teams are in March. Dangerous.
To everyone around them. Fans of the team.
Yeah. They'll win in spite of you.
We always did play pretty well in March. Just 2 of the years they left us on the outside of the bubble. We made a pretty good run.
Yeah, it's just getting to March is the hard part with Conzo. Yeah.
They play today at 12:30.
Semifinals, quarterfinals, championship, do you know?
I don't know.
It'd be something if we played Conzo in the tournament.
What conference they in? You know?
Is that the Missouri Valley?
Everything's changed. It's hard to keep up with these damn
I think it is Missouri Valley. Conference USA.
Conference USA. Looks like it's the semifinals. They got 2 games scheduled today.
Maybe Conzo will get it done.
Hour 1 of the books. We'll kick off hour 2 with some headlines. We'll talk some more hoops with Will Warren. Stats by Will. Basket under review coming up in hour 2. Stick with us.
The flagship station for Tennessee football. Fans. Fan Run Radio.
Citizens National Bank.
Life is more fun with a Good Life checking account from Citizens National Bank, offering extra benefits including bank travel. This September, experience the perfect fall getaway on the New England Rails and Sails Tour, or join CNB in October to chase the Northern Lights in Iceland. Get in on the fun by calling 865-429-7935.
Citizens National Bank. Banking never felt so good.
Member FDIC.
Blackford Veterinary Surgery Referral specializes in surgeries not regularly performed by your pet's general veterinarian. They're currently accepting referrals from vets all across the country. With their newly renovated state-of-the-art surgery center and highly trained staff, clients can rely on professional and thorough care. If your vet says that your pet needs surgery or rehab, ask for a referral to Blackford Vet and let them get your best friend back on its feet. Located conveniently in West Knoxville. For more information, visit blackfordvetsurgery.com.
Hi, this is Dr. Stephen Malone at Knoxville Smiles. Has it been a while since your last dental visit? If so, I'd like to invite you to come see us. At Knoxville Smiles, it's our vision to provide the best dental care in town in a relaxed, friendly environment. So if it's been a while and you've been putting it off, don't wait any longer. Come see us at Knoxville Smiles. You can schedule an appointment online at knoxvillesmiles.com or by phone at 865-539-1776.
At Knoxville Insurance Group, they understand the challenges many consumers face when searching for insurance coverage. That's why whether it's for you, your family, or your business, they create a coverage plan specifically for your unique needs. Knoxville Insurance Group is an independent firm, which means they aren't beholden to just one insurance company. They search multiple companies, acting as your negotiator to find you the best possible policy and price. Start a quote in minutes at knoxvilleinsuranceGroup.com or call them today at 865-694-9788.
What's the difference between an ordinary EV and a Mercedes-Benz EV? The feeling. Electric is what gets you there. Mercedes-Benz is what moves you in ways no other automaker can. Feel the freedom of the superbly versatile 7-seater EQB. Revel in the inspired, customizable comfort of the EQE sedan. Sense the brilliant intelligence of the EQE SUV. Discover the boundless capability of the EQS SUV. And luxuriate in the flagship meets spaceship magnificence of the EQS sedan. Every Mercedes-Benz electric vehicle offers the very latest MBUX voice-activated AI software, as well as remote access to a whole host of functions via the Mercedes Me Connect app. The vehicle's electric, the feeling all Mercedes, the choice all yours. Test drive a Mercedes-Benz electric today at your local dealer or learn more at mbusa.com/EQ.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Fall fans, reimagine your home at Broadway Carpets and Flooring for any remodeling or building needs. With a variety of carpets, rugs, hardwood, vinyl, and stone, Broadway has all the flooring and installation options you're looking for, including pet-resistant carpet from Shaw Floors. Visit their showroom in downtown Knoxville or the location in West Knoxville located on Kingston Pike near Pellissippi Parkway today.
What kind of day is it? It's a White Claw day. Grab a pack, grab your friends. Everything else in life can wait. Your friends shouldn't. Let's go. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
Damian Lillard looked like the second best point guard in the league last night.
You're listening to Talk Sports.
You said you watched a good portion of this game?
Yes, I did.
Are you rattled right now?
Yes, I am. Very much so.
Airing every day
from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. You need some big women or bacon?
I've already had bacon today.
Just need a big woman now?
A couple of big white girls will be all right, though.
Ladies, if you're out there.
Oh, they're out there.
And you're listening.
They're listening. Big white girls are always listening. I'd like to bake biscuits with you. You and me. Tonight, my place. That's what it's called when two big people make love. Bacon biscuits.
On 1340 WKGN.
You just got all that dough under the covers. That heat starts to rise. Now, if you get two big girls, it's like baking a whole loaf of bread at that point. I never have been with two big girls at the same time. Definitely on the bucket list.
I mean, Damian Lillard was dropping threes last night.
Hour number 2 kicking off here in the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. I will say on this Friday afternoon, if you want to break out a little early, watch the basketball game. I'll be down at Barley's at 3:30. Not like an official station watch party or nothing, but me and some people be out there. Come hang out, watch the game, get your weekend started. Let's try to get a win. Let's go Vols. We'll talk with Will Warren at 9:30. In the meantime, Cody, give me some news, man.
Thank you, John. A lot of college basketball yesterday. A lot of big-time games, big results. Duke almost choking it away against Florida State. Able to prevail in the ACC tournament quarterfinal, 80-79. Florida State controlled a good bit of that game. Duke without their starting point guard, of course. And I believe they had a big man out as well. But Florida State gave them everything they could handle.
I didn't watch any of the game. I saw people talking about Duke and Florida State and how it was a good game, but by the time I got caught up, it was already over. Did you watch any of it?
I didn't.
Sam, you locked in on Florida State, Duke at all?
I caught it. Yeah, like final 10 minutes ish.
That's about when Duke kind of took over.
Yeah, but
9 minutes.
Florida State was still creeping back in. Like Duke would get a lead, and you'd think it'd be kind of the bucket that would kind of start the Duke run to really pull away, and then Florida State would kind of have a response. So a lot of missed free throws from Duke, and yeah, I mean, without their starting point guard, I think they just looked like they were down a guy, for sure. And I don't know. I think if Tennessee had to get like matched up with Duke as a 1 seed in a region with that injury, like I don't know if I would be, thinking that it's just like a insurmountable task to go beat them.
Wouldn't be the first time.
It feels like a game changer for them. It feels like a ceiling changer. Like maybe you could tell me they still win the title, but it goes from like them being in the upper tier of title favorites to like just scrappy wild cards, or maybe above that tier, but like more so from like second on the list or first on the list down to like 10th, 12th.
Going from like teams to beat to like, hey, you got to kind of get hot.
Yeah, that's fair. You got a chance, but yeah, everything has to go right for you. Versus, you being the juggernaut everybody's scared of. Now that's their first game playing without him, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, like, you give him a little grace.
Yeah, I want to keep an eye on whether or not he's back for the tournament before I fill out my bracket.
I don't think he's going to be back before the Final Four. Like when they say extended period of time, I mean, that's just me, going off of what they're saying. But
I might put Duke on my sell list along with 2 other teams I'm selling.
Wow.
Including BYU, who was beaten 73-66 by Houston last night in the Big 12 tournament quarterfinal. A.J. DeBanza out as Houston. Kelvin Sampson and the boys get another quality win there. And Iowa State absolutely hammered Texas Tech. That's the team I'm really selling, Texas Tech. Those boys are dead without J.T. Toppin.
They've been scrappy without him.
75-53. Not very scrappy last night.
No, they weren't.
Iowa State hammered.
Iowa State's pretty good.
Yeah, and then other games. I mean, Virginia beat NC State. Clemson beats North Carolina. Kansas beats TCU.
North Carolina being without Wilson kind of ruins their chances too. I feel like they're kind of their ceiling goes down to the Sweet 16. But I think like just them getting to the Sweet 16 would almost feel like an accomplishment at this point. Just don't lose in the second round.
Yeah. So the SEC quarterfinals set. You got Tennessee Vandy at 3:30 today.
Banger.
Florida Kentucky at 1 o'clock today. That's also a fun game.
We'll see if Big Blue's got anything for them.
And then Ole Miss Alabama this evening, and Arkansas Oklahoma. So
Arkansas Oklahoma, Oklahoma's hot. Even with that win last night against Texas A&M, Lenardi has them as the first team out of the tournament. That sucks. To be the first team out of the tournament. Auburn being listed as the second team out of the tournament. At least Oklahoma's still alive, as are New Mexico State and San Diego State, the other 2 teams included in the first 4 out. So 3 of the teams right on the bubble still alive. VCU is listed as one of the last 4 teams in. They have a game today as well, so they could maybe fall out if they lose.
You think Oklahoma's got anything for Arkansas?
I think it's going to be really tough. If it was Oklahoma versus Alabama, maybe, but Oklahoma against Arkansas, I don't know. Tennessee up to a 5 seed, or holding steady as a 5 seed on Lenardi's. On Lenardi's, 1 spot behind Vanderbilt.
Bruce Pearl says Auburn deserves an NCAA berth.
Still?
After yesterday's game.
He still says that?
Yep, he still does.
I have some pride.
Our guys have some of the best wins in college basketball, and this team deserves to be in the tournament. It's a team that can win games in the tournament, and I think they've done enough ultimately to have their name called on Selection Sunday.
They've done enough.
17 and 16.
Just don't look at the whole, even more so than the record, just like losing to like Ole Miss, Mississippi State. Like,
yeah, if you had just won those games and you were, 19 and 14, you'd probably be sitting pretty.
Which is funny because that's the record Bruce Pearl was in his last year here. We got to be a 9 seed that year at 19 and 14.
Yeah.
We weren't even like on the bubble. We were firmly in.
Then we lost by 30 to Michigan.
Yeah, we did. Ruined my 21st birthday party. Or birthday trip.
Well, Debanza, I mentioned that his team lost, but did you know that he broke Kevin Durant's Big 12 tournament scoring mark?
What?
Even with the loss?
So for like a freshman? Or what? What's the record?
Most points scored in a single Big 12 tournament.
Oh, that's it? Just the whole tournament?
He finished with 26 points Thursday night, which gave him 93 points in 3 games.
Okay.
One more than Durant scored in 3 games in 07.
Okay.
Kevin Durant just happens to be DeBanza's favorite player.
Should have came to Tennessee, big dog.
Yeah, that would have been cool. Have him and Amen out there together. Miami of Ohio dealt its first loss of the season by UMass in the MAC tourney.
There is some truth to the idea that, like, there's not a lot of players growing up with their favorite player being LeBron, I don't think. You get a lot of Kyries, you get a lot of Durants, you get a lot of Kobe's. Not a lot of LeBrons.
Yeah. What's that tell you?
I think people know they can't emulate it. They're not as physically gifted.
Mm.
They're not like the freak cyborgs. But also LeBron's not very cool.
Miami, Ohio, first loss of the season. I was really hoping they'd go in undefeated, but they did not win their conference tournament as they suffered a shocking defeat to UMass.
Seems as if Lenardi has them safely in the field. They're not one of the last 4 buys. They're not one of the last 4 in, so he has them, I think, safely in. Because surely he wouldn't have them like beyond like the 8th team out, right? Like first 4 out, next 4 out. Surely they'd at least be like in one of those, right? If they weren't in the field. So,
yeah, you'd think so.
Yeah, so I think he's got them safely in.
Kansas State hiring Belmont's coach, Casey Alexander.
Okay. Do you think Jamie Dixon feels really cool? Do you know who Jamie Dixon is?
No. Is he a mid-major coach?
No, he's not.
Sounds like he could be.
I'm sure at one point he was, but I was thinking about it because, like, I was watching the pieces of the ACC tournament, and like I was watching how terrible Pittsburgh is now, and it was just making me sad because I was like, man, Pittsburgh used to be such a tough program back in my day. I was like, Pittsburgh was hell on wheels. They were tough. You knew you were going to be in for 40 minutes of just kind of like Tennessee basketball, honestly. Like they had that same type of physical vibe. And then he left for TCU, and Pittsburgh basketball kind of died. It's not like I guess he hasn't been like great at TCU. They played Kansas close yesterday. That's why I was thinking about it. But Pittsburgh basketball died. That feels like a breakup that was not beneficial to either side, really.
Yeah, I wouldn't have known his name.
He was cool back in the day, that slick back hair.
So the Big 12 swapping out the LED glass court for hardwood in the semifinals and finals of their tournament. They are getting rid of the dumbass light-up court. Did you see where the players were they they made it the shot chart and the players were looking down at their stats?
No, I didn't see that. I saw last night during the Kansas game when they put up like the stats of the two best players, like a side by side, which would be kind of cool if you're in the crowd. But it did seem like people were slipping a lot.
They made it a shot chart with the percentages the teams were shooting from each spot, and the players were looking down at their own stats on the court. Pretty silly stuff.
You seen the big news? The big pop culture news?
No.
The big entertainment news?
No, not yet.
Maybe call it sports entertainment news? Your girl?
No.
Your girl?
I haven't seen it. What is it?
You know which girl I'm talking about that you like, that's like a former athlete, that's like it's kind of in the public eye still. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Livy
Dunn?
Yeah.
What's going on with her?
She's been cast in the new Baywatch TV show.
Oh. I didn't know she was an actress.
I don't know if she is or not either, but she's been cast in the new Baywatch reboots.
Well, I mean, she fits the look, I guess.
Yeah.
But I didn't know she was an actress.
Well, she's not. This will, according to Deadline, this will be the professional acting debut.
Oh.
But she lands the role of Grace. That's a good name. I would prefer maybe Gracie, but Grace, a highly enthusiastic junior lifeguard.
Well, you got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
If you're going to be an actress, she's got to do something post college gymnastics career and dating Paul Skeens.
I don't think she does have to do anything.
Yeah, she could probably just stay with Paul Skeens.
Yeah.
Maybe show her butt from time to time.
Post on social media and hang out with Paul Skeens is really all she has to do. But
yeah,
she has been cast to be an actor.
She clearly has bigger aspirations, and good for her.
Any other headlines?
Yeah, James Pierce getting the charges dropped.
That is gross. No, when you say the charges dropped, he's not getting all the charges dropped, right? Just the cops.
He will no longer face a charge of aggravated battery on law enforcement.
Yeah, so that was the big one. That's the one that carries basically a minimum of 5 years in prison, right?
Yeah, charges dropped against James Pierce Jr., former Tennessee standout.
So now he's got who wrote that?
That's some clickbait from Saturday Down South.
Yeah, okay. So it's at least an SEC publication. He's an Atlanta Falcon. All right? He's an Atlanta Falcon. Whenever you address James Pierce.
He's no longer a Vol.
Address him as an Atlanta Falcon, please.
4 other charges were filed, says Andy Slater. Thanks to Sam for sending this one in. That resisting an officer with violence, fleeing, stalking, and aggravated battery with a deadly weapon.
So they're still getting
his car into.
So they are still charging him for trying to flee from officers with force, but not the aggravated assault or whatever.
Yeah, he's still got 4 other charges. There wasn't enough evidence on body cam to charge him with the first felony, which could have put him in prison for 5 years.
Feels pretty gross that he's just probably going to get suspended for like 6 games and then just play the season.
Yeah, it does feel really gross. Like the Falcons haven't come out and released him or done anything, so like they obviously are trying to stand behind him.
How about the ROTC students yesterday that beat the terrorist to death?
Yeah, that was
the guy stabbed him with a knife. Did you see that story?
I did actually see that. I didn't see the full story. I just saw there was was it a terrorist? I mean,
yeah, it was a terrorist.
Okay,
there was at Old Dominion University up the road in Virginia.
I didn't see what they did. I just saw whoever gave the press conference confirmed that the 2 students beat the person to death. Like I said, there was no weapon. They killed him with the bare hands.
Yeah, the way that the FBI woman put it was, what was it she said? It was funny the way she said it. It was like that they subdued the threat from being alive or something.
So he came in.
She said in a roundabout way they killed the guy.
So he came in and was stabbing people, or
no? He came in. He was a terrorist.
Okay,
he got stabbed. He got stabbed.
The terrorist got stabbed.
Yeah.
Oh, by whom?
Students.
Okay.
At Old Dominion University. So, what I've read is
not the 2 people killed him with the bare hands. There was a weapon. They did get stabbed.
I think what I read was that there was an ROTC guy with a knife, an ROTC student with a knife.
I'm pretty sure like some students that were like in the same room as it like took the guy down basically and then just started. beating the hell out of him. I'm sure some guy came in and just stabbed him.
Okay. I thought there was not a weapon on the good guys team, so I wasn't sure.
I haven't heard the knife stuff either. I kind of thought it was just them beating the hell out of the guy until he died.
They rendered him no longer alive, is what the woman said. There were some students who subdued him and rendered him no longer alive.
So did that person come in with a gun, like shooting people, or what was the attack? What was the terrorist attack?
Well, he shot 3 students and yelled Allah Akbar.
Okay, so came in and shot.
It was an Islamic attacker.
Okay.
Yeah. And then those students proceeded to beat and or stab the guy to death.
That'll do it.
Rendered him no longer alive. How about that?
You know what they say, Cody? Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Am I right?
Yes.
Any more headlines?
That's it for now. I'll have more the next hour.
Okay. We'll talk to you next hour.
All right.
See you. Bye.
Catch up with all things Fan Run by subscribing to our podcast feed. Like, rate, and download the show from the Fan Run app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Citizens National Bank.
Life is more fun with a Good Life checking account from Citizens National Bank, offering extra benefits including bank travel. This September, experience the perfect fall getaway on the New England Rails and Sails Tour, or join CNB in October to chase the Northern Lights in Iceland. Get in on the fun by calling 865-429-7935.
Citizens National Bank. Banking never felt so good.
Member FDIC.
Okay, so we really need uniforms and equipment for this season. Can I trust you with that? Cool, I'll just order them online. What? Yeah, I'm going to hop online and I'm going to get them ordered. Hold up, that's not a good idea. We shouldn't just spend money on some random online retailer, okay? I mean, it seems pretty convenient. Trust me, it's a terrible idea. Let me simplify this for you. SM Athletics. Okay, how do you pronounce it? SM Athletics? They're the go-to for uniforms and equipment, whether it's for universities, high schools, youth leagues, you name it. So why wouldn't you rather go with professionals who can guide us through the process, design the perfect uniforms, and deliver the best equipment? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. What's the name again? SM Athletics. Right. It's definitely smarter to go with a company that emphasizes customer service, fair pricing, and, of course, excellent products. Exactly. So, yeah, I guess it's settled then. For uniforms and equipment for all sports, it's SM Athletics.
A brand built in Tennessee and born from the love of the game. Inward Half revolutionizes golfing comfort. Crafted by a former pro and dedicated enthusiast just like you, our luxury performance wear guarantees you stay cool and comfortable through every swing and every day. We're not just a brand. We've set out to create a lifestyle for those who understand that impeccable style and premium performance are a hole-in-one. Enjoy the walk-in with Inward Half.
Welcome to Axle Logistics, where excellence isn't just a goal, it's an energy. As a leading third-party logistics company, Axle is powered by an award-winning culture built on a work hard, play hard mentality. Here, the drive for success is contagious and hard work never goes unnoticed. Whether you're just starting out or looking to level up, Axle Logistics is the place to launch your career. Join us and take your ambition to the stars. To learn more, visit axlelogistics.com.
Kicking in the front seat, sitting in the back seat. Gotta make my mind up. Which seat can I take?
Looking at the 4 matchups in Nashville. Couple of big favorites. Florida, 11.5-point favorites against Kentucky. Alabama, 11.5-point favorites against Ole Miss. Sam, what percentage do you give either one of those teams losing?
Maybe Florida, gets knocked off by Kentucky.
That'd be beautiful. That'd make the Vanderbilt game a lot more fun if we knew Kentucky was there waiting for you in the semifinals.
Yeah, it would. I mean, Ole Miss, like it's impressive the run that they're on right now, but I don't know. I just think you start adding up like how many games they're playing in this many days, just with like the pace that Alabama's going to want to run at, and I think they just eventually kind of run out of fumes.
Yeah, you would think Alabama would kind of bury them. Bubba, what parlay you cooked up yet? Have you got back in the lab yet?
I have.
How are we going to pay for this car? What are we doing?
What do we do? Well, John, that's a great question here.
Thank you.
You know, I kind of wanted to like do a Tennessee, winning parlay, so we did.
Parlayed with what?
We're
plus 100 right now. The 4-5 matchup, of course, is supposed to be the best game, and it is the by far the closest spread. That's the way it's supposed to be. It's Vanderbilt currently 1.5-point favorites, minus 120 on the money line, and Tennessee even money on the money line.
All right, so we've got Florida straight up.
Sure.
The Vols.
Okay.
We've got Ole Miss plus 11.
Okay.
And Oklahoma plus 6.5.
Okay. All right. What does that come out to? About 7-1?
On my app, it came out to plus 777.
Okay. That's good luck.
Wow.
Oh hell, that's
good.
That's
bound to hit.
That's good luck, Bubba. Lock it in.
It has been done.
I don't know if I like the Ole Miss or the Oklahoma legs on that, but I do like Florida to win, and I hope Tennessee wins. Cody, how do you feel about Tennessee getting plus 100, even money on the money line? How are you feeling about the game today?
Well, I mean, I expect it to be like the first two games. Hard fought, tough. I mean, two teams that are, I'd say, pretty similar in terms of how good the teams are. They're on our level. We're on their level. I mean, it's just going to be a hard fought game, close game.
Sam, do you concur with that? We are right next to each other in the KenPom rankings. They are 13th. We are 14th.
I mean, I guess I see what Cody said. I don't think we're like constructed similarly.
No, he's just saying we're equal.
I'm just saying we're the spread should. What is it? 1.5?
Yeah,
it's basically a pick 'em.
Yeah, I mean it just.
Yeah, I mean I would agree with that. I think Vandy's got better guard play. Tennessee's got much better front court play. You've got a 5-star NBA player. I think their team probably just plays a little bit better as like a group together. But I think you've got just more talent straight up than they do. And
Tyler Tanner, the most improved player over year over year in the SEC, according to Rick Barnes. He's a guy who's a good player. So I would think it'll be close. It'll be tough. I was pretty proud of the way our guys finished the last game against them after they got out to such a poor start. And given the adversity, of not having Ament on the floor and some of the things you were dealing with in that game.
And having Evans get hurt. I mean, I thought him going out for 5 or 6 minutes was a big deal.
To really outplay them in the second half, which that game was on your home floor, and of course you still lost. But I think we're better than Vandy. Like if I had to pick a team to win the game, I'm picking Tennessee with Ament especially.
It's been frustrating to see not being able to put together like full 40 minutes, but you talk about like that response out of the Vandy game. I mean, you scored 20-something in the first half, and then you go out and you scored 60 in that one, and then you kind of had the same thing happen yesterday, and you go out and score 47 in the second half.
Yeah.
Two slow starts.
You wish you could bottle up what you do in the second half and play with that urgency and play with that energy in the first half.
But then if you do that, you blow a lead to Kentucky and Alabama.
I think I saw something crazy. There's been only like
we just
3 games for Tennessee this year where a team hasn't had a 10-point lead either way.
Only 3 games the entire year?
Yeah.
That a team hasn't had a 10-point lead one way.
Like Tennessee has led at one point by 10 points, or their opponent.
One of those, I think, would be that first Vandy game, because that was just a back and forth that whole game.
I wonder what that number would be for most teams.
And it just seemed like a jarring stat looking at it.
Yeah. Give it to me one more time. Only 3 games didn't have a 10-point lead.
I think that's what I saw. I don't have it in front of me, but I think that's what I saw.
I'd like to see how that stacks up against other teams. Because a 10-point lead sounds bigger than I think it actually is. Like you could easily get up 10 points, in the first 5 minutes of the game, like 16-6 or something like that, and then just kind of have a new game where it evens back out.
I always feel bad when we're down 10. I know it's not that insurmountable of a deficit.
It's a mental block.
I always feel like I just feel awful when we're down. If we're down 7, I can handle that.
Yeah.
If we're down 5, 7, I'm like, okay.
Single digits, the mental attachment there, the mental block of being over 10 or 10 or more, it does feel like a whole different game.
So the stat didn't say what the games were, I assume, that were closer than 10. The whole game.
On just the game notes from yesterday, it said UT's played just 3 games. They're 2-1 that did not include a lead of 10 plus either way. Only one, which we won, did not have a 9-point margin.
Houston came to my mind.
Had to be Vandy.
Houston. Yeah, Houston came to my mind. I didn't think either team was down 10. Maybe we got down 10 early in that game, but I didn't think so.
I can't hardly remember that game. Seems like that game was last year.
Oh, nope. Houston got up 27-16. All right, so it wasn't that.
It was so long ago.
They were up 27-16. I'll continue looking. We'll bring Will Warren on. We'll talk some Tennessee Vanderbilts. Try to put Nate Amit's performance in perspective yesterday. Stick with us. It's Talk Sports on Fan Run Radio.
The flagship station for Tennessee fans. This is Fan Run Radio.
White Claw is taking hard seltzer to new heights with White Claw Surge. At 8% alcohol, White Claw Surge is a stronger wave of refreshment that doesn't compromise on taste. Available in 4 bold waves of flavor like ripe blackberry, citrusy blood orange, zesty natural lime, and tart cranberry. Check out your favorite retailer in-store and online for the White Claw Surge Variety 12-pack and 16-ounce single-serve cans. White Claw Surge. Please drink responsibly.
In a world filled with deadlines and screens, sometimes we forget the simple joys of life. Days filled with special moments. At Inward Half, we understand the essence of these moments. Feel the difference between our breathable fabrics and flexible apparel as you disconnect from the hustle and bustle and reconnect with what truly matters. Inward Half. Simple luxury for on and off the course.
At Knoxville Insurance Group, they understand the challenges many consumers face when searching for insurance coverage. That's why whether it's for you, your family, or your business, they create a coverage plan specifically for your unique needs. Knoxville Insurance Group is an independent firm, which means they aren't beholden to just one insurance company. They search multiple companies acting as your negotiator to find you the best possible policy and price. Start a quote in minutes at KnoxvilleInsuranceGroup.com or call them today at 865-694-9788.
Smoky Mountain Brewery is the place to be for game day. From the moment you walk in, it's wall-to-wall big screens, making Smoky Mountain Brewery the perfect place to watch the Vols or your favorite team in action. With locations in Turkey Creek, Maryville, Pigeon Forge, and Gatlinburg, you're never far away from a great time at Smoky Mountain Brewery. Try one of their world-famous microbrews like Black Bear Ale, Mountain Light, or Cherokee Ale. Juicy burgers, wings that bring the heat, and delicious handmade pizzas made with hand-tossed crust from the freshest ingredients and their own special sauce from a secret recipe, topped off with hand-grated cheese and farm-fresh toppings. And don't forget, those famous microbrews are also available in kegs for your next party or in 6-packs and growlers to go. So grab your crew and head to Smoky Mountain Brewery and tell them Fan Run Radio sent you. Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good.
What's up, Fan Run Nation? This is Evan Rogers with ECR Total Landscapes. I'm happy to announce that our free stump grinding promotion for Fan Run Radio listeners is now extended to March 31st, 2026. If you've got trees in your yard that need to come down before they fall on your home, don't risk it. Call ECR Total Landscapes and mention you heard our ad on Fan Run Radio, and we'll get rid of that problem tree for you and grind those stumps for free. Call us at 865-384-2012 or check us out online at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
the victory over Auburn yesterday. The preview coming up for the Vanderbilt game at 3:30. Syracuse, there was no 10-point lead against Syracuse. There was no 10-point lead against Vanderbilt in Nashville. I don't have the third game ahead of us just yet.
I knew it.
Bring it on stats by Will, my boy Will Warren, basketunderreview.com. William, top of the morning to you, my friend. How are you?
Doing well. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Do you know the third game off the top of your head? Let's put the stats boy up to the challenge. Let's give him a test. Sam said that Tennessee, per Tennessee's game notes, 3 games this season, only 3 games did not reach a double-digit lead on one side or the other. We've honed in on at Vandy, and we've honed in at Syracuse. Do you know the third game off the top of your head?
Okay, so neither team would have led by 10.
Right, yeah, neither team.
I am thinking it's either the Houston game or maybe the Georgia overtime win.
Georgia's a pretty good guess.
That's a good submission.
It was not Houston. Houston was up 27-16. Okay. I'll check to see about the other one.
We had another overtime game too, didn't we? Sometime before Georgia.
I think A&M built a 10-point lead on UT though.
That's another one. I was at that game. That could be it. It could be that or Georgia. Those are good guesses.
Georgia's a good guess. As I'm scrolling right now, it does appear that was pretty much Georgia by 7 was the biggest lead. Yeah, Georgia by 7, the biggest lead. Tennessee didn't get up double digits. Ding, ding, ding. I think our boy Stats by Will nailed that one. A real Nate Ament type of performance so far for Will Warren. Coming in, guns blazing. What can you say about Nate's second half yesterday against Auburn in the SEC tournament, Will?
I mean, that's kind of what everybody was hoping for since he came to campus was, hopefully on the average night, you don't need him to go supernova, but when you need him to go supernova, he's capable of it. And that was the type of performance you have to have in March. That's the type of performance you have to have when the rest of the team is struggling. And while I wouldn't say he did it alone, I thought that, strangely enough, Jalen Carey was, I thought, good in the second half. Better, at least down the final 10 minutes of that game.
He was. I agree.
Gillespie was exceptional defensively over the final 15 minutes or so. Felix Okpara, obviously great defensively down the stretch of that game. It was Nate's game, and he was the reason Tennessee got back in it. He was the reason they motored away. And that type of performance is just so critical for what Tennessee wants to do in the NCAA tournament. Because if you get that, I mean, you don't need him to score 17 in every second half. But if you're looking at 25 and 8 in NCAA tournament games, that's a team that can not only go to the second weekend, but start dreaming a little bit.
Jacoby Gillespie only attempted 2 threes. Do you think that was because of Auburn's game plan or Jacoby Gillespie losing confidence in his shot?
Auburn's game plan for sure. I thought on the off-ball screens, there's this thing called top locking, where you come over the top and almost overplay it, so the person can't even get the ball off the screen. I thought Auburn did a pretty good job of that.
Is top locking similar, or is it the same? Because I always call that blitzing, kind of blitzing the ball handler coming off of that. Top locking, is that a new?
That's more
new
of like
term?
when you have the ball in your hands on the ball screen. Top locking is like when an Okpara or an Estrella or whoever is setting that off-ball screen and the ball's in Boston.
Oh, the off-ball screen. Gotcha. Off-ball. I didn't hear that part. Gotcha.
So I thought they did a pretty good job of that. That did come at the expense of them giving up some backdoor cuts. It really came at the expense of guys like Amari Evans being able to get the ball in their hands a little more. So, Auburn's strategy worked for a time, then didn't once Nate took over. And I don't know, I thought Tennessee kind of played it the way they needed to play it. And I got to say, really funny seeing Auburn fans complain about the officiating.
Yeah, Steven, Bruce, the fans, they could cry about it. All you got to do is show them the clip of Jacoby Gillespie getting hit in the head on his first half drive and them overturning it and saying actually the ball was out of bounds on him as he's getting hit in the face. That's all you got to send back to shut that up. At least that's how I feel.
Yeah, and honestly, given that the game before it was demonstrably worse because I had Pat Adams on the call. Tennessee Auburn was frankly not the worst game I saw from the SEC tournament officiating wise.
Well, people were also complaining about the Georgia Ole Miss game, right? Wasn't that also poorly officiated?
Yeah, and I don't have the stats in front of me, but I'm remembering last year the first 2 rounds plus quarterfinals, the average game time for the SEC tournament was 2 hours 19 minutes, which is insane for college basketball. That can't sustain.
Talk about what Felix Akpar has been bringing to this team for the last 4 or 5 games, just giving you pretty much 30 minutes a night, solid scoring threat, also a huge rim protection threat, as well as just a guy that can clean up on the boards and kind of how he can change the ceiling of this team into the tournament.
I think the defense is the biggest impact because, we've seen him sort of edge his way in and out of the lineup at times. I thought, he had really been playing very poorly for a stretch of time there in SEC play, but even, dating back to the Vandy and Oklahoma wins in mid-February, I thought he's played quite well. Started to find it offensively. He's made a couple of these turnaround shots that I didn't really see coming early in the season, and his impact on the offensive boards has been immense. But the rim protection was just so good yesterday down the stretch. And arguably, I thought I know Tennessee gave up 86 in that game, but he made a few plays in the Vandy game, the loss on Senior Day, that I thought kept Tennessee in it. And if that's the type of Felix you're getting, that's great because that solidifies the concerns I've been having at the 5 where, JP, while arguably a better rebounder and kind of more diverse overall scorer, is not nearly the rim protector or physical presence Felix is. Brown is he can kind of get lost at times and carry his carry. So if you have Akpara to clean things up on that end, that keeps Tennessee's defensive floor high while, you kind of play through it offensively. Whoever's hot on a given night is who you go with at the 5. But yeah, I like what I've seen from Akpar lately, and it would be nice to see that sustain as that goes forward.
Well, you said about Nate Ament, that's what you brought him here for, and I feel like Akpara is playing like you brought him here for. I've always kind of dreamed of him being like a poor man's Tyson Chandler. It's just the mold he is. Protects the rim, catch some lobs. He's done that. And, Will, I've noticed the last couple games, I think he has finally picked up and stepped into that vacuum. Tennessee needs a leader on the court, and it seems like he's the one leading the huddles and kind of trying to hold guys accountable and yell at them for fouls or yell at them for mistakes. It feels like he's taken on a leadership role.
I think he kind of has to because you look at the roster, he is the only, playing time-wise anyway, the only multi-year senior on the roster. You've got some younger guys who have been in the program for a few years, like JP, he could be a vocal leader, but doesn't totally seem like his thing. And all of the other players who, are older or take a bigger role in this team, it's their first year with the program. So Felix kind of seems to be naturally stepping into that role when Tennessee really needs him to. And I've really liked what I've seen there. Like you said, seems to be calling out, bad fouls committed or organizing guys. It's kind of like having a middle linebacker back there.
Tennessee taking on Vanderbilt here in a couple hours. The rubber match. Each team stealing one on the road. Now this one's played in a neutral site. What's Tennessee's biggest key to beating Vanderbilt if you had to bullet down to one thing?
I think having Nate Ament might be the key here. I thought that was almost the reason for the loss last week was, Tennessee simply didn't have him. But I do think the key with having Ament is less the scoring in this game and more just the perimeter defense and the ability to slow down some drives to the rim. It kind of got glossed over because of how that game played out, but Vandy only attempted 10 threes in that game, which is easily their season low. They saw that nobody could really shut down Tyler Tanner driving to the paint and hammer that over and over. And same with kind of some Duke Miles drives. If you have Ament, he's not going to be matched up on Tanner directly in all likelihood, but that's just an added body and added length. And Ament has been really good defensively for most of SEC play. That gives Tennessee a chance to, shut down those driving lanes, force pass outs, kind of make Vandy play a little Alabama-ish, especially when when Tennessee's played Alabama, and I understand Tennessee lost to them recently, but even in that game, Tennessee continues to force Alabama into really high three-point attempt rates when they play them. And it's sort of the same as when like Tennessee plays a Louisville or Tennessee plays any of these teams that run the sort of pace and space system. So if you can sort of slow down those drives to the rim, force Vandy to get more shot heavy, that does add some variance to the game. But honestly, I'd take that over the continuous drives to the rim and drives to the paint we saw last week.
Why wasn't Tennessee effective against Missouri when when T.O. Barrett kept driving to the rim? Because it kind of reminded me of that watching Tanner. It was two different situations, because in one you had Amen on the floor, but the other one you didn't.
I wish I had a great answer for that. I do think part of that was Amari Evans just really wasn't up for that game for whatever reason, played very poorly. You played Jalen Carey way more than I would have liked to as well in that game. But I think a lot of it stems from, and the reason why the ceiling isn't as high as it was last year. Not only do you not have a Meshack, you don't have a Zakai back there. Like, Gillespie's not a bad point of attack defender by any means, but I don't think he's nearly as effective as Ziegler was on that end. And when you're sort of head of the snake this year defensively is Bishop Boswell, who's not bad by any means. I think Bishop is obviously the best perimeter defender on the team. But clearly, if you took last year's talent and you compared this year's with it, Boswell, of those backcourt groups, would easily be third best in terms of perimeter defense. He's not on the Meshack or Ziegler level, makes a lot of mistakes game to game. That doesn't mean he's bad. He's still very good defensively. But that opens you up to like those middle ball screens or anything heading to the lane that, I think Tennessee was just better at shutting down last year. But I will note, watching a bit of the Missouri-Kentucky game yesterday, I did get the feeling of like, why couldn't this have happened 2 weeks ago as T.O. Barrett missed layup after layup after layup?
Yeah.
It would have been nice,
It's hard to watch when you mentioned earlier that how we seem to be susceptible to guards going off in some way or another.
And I think partly that he played good. We'll give him a shout out. So I do think against Missouri and even against Vandy, like having Jalen Carey out there, he's just a zero when it comes to rim protection. And the Missouri game in particular, his side of the court was getting abused whenever T.O. Barrett was driving at him. He couldn't get up and defend the rim at all.
Yeah, and it's the way this roster is built. I think in a situation where Cade Phillips hadn't been injured, Jalen Carey's probably not playing very much right now. But by the same token, we've seen some of these lineups where Evans plays at the 4, and it's fine. Like, I do continue to wish, and I think in certain instances Tennessee will lean on this more, lineups where Evans is playing at the 4 or perhaps Amen is playing at the 4. But the way this Tennessee team is built, it does make sense to keep, with the 2 bigs just because of the massive rebounding edge Tennessee builds up. That, to me, is like, in a round of 64 game, that is going to save you from a lot.
But to me, that was what swung the game at Vanderbilt. We were on the cusp of getting blown out. Like, I think that lead ballooned to 7 around the 8-minute mark, and Rick Barnes went small, and Amen immediately started producing. I believe he hit a 3 on the very first possession that we went small, and he started getting to the rim. So I do think against Vanderbilt in particular, Evans and Amen, the switchability out there, the way they can play, on the perimeter, but also give you enough rim protection. I think that's this is a game for them where I think they can be at their most effective playing small.
Yeah, and like with the 4 situation, I don't mind in these games playing 2 bigs if your 4 is JP, like paired with an Akpara or whoever at the 5. Like, because JP can shoot, does give you a more diverse offensive game, is still a really good rebounder, and at least is like versatile, if not the most agile or pretty looking defender in the history of basketball.
We saw in that first matchup with Vandy just kind of their defensive game plan on Nate Ament to make him uncomfortable and kind of have an ineffective shooting night. What would be a couple things that you're doing differently in this third matchup to try and get Nate Ament to give you that offensive ceiling that we saw yesterday?
Thought we saw a little bit of it yesterday. Off-ball screens really tend to help. I noticed Tennessee was getting some really tight ones, and you'll see very visual show here. Coming off those screens, pulling the shirt. It seems the way this SEC tournament is being called, those calls are going to come up. This has been a very foul-heavy SEC tournament, both this year and last. So I'm not sure if that's a missive by the league office or what, but I think you run those and you're going to see Ament either get pulled and get fouled on those, or if not, get open off of them. And down the stretch of yesterday's game, we saw him as the primary ball handler pretty often. And I think those sort of on-ball screens, and I can't recall if it was Carey or Akpara, one or the other coming up to set the screen. Probably Carey because he's beefier, and you can use Akpara for the lob threat down low. But those on-ball screens to get Ament either A, going downhill, or B, matched up on a less agile defender, that seems to be the key, especially against Vandy, who's not really a very good rim protection team. Jalen Washington's not bad at it by any means, but he fouls a lot. And when he's in foul trouble, their go-to center is 6'7", Devin McLaughlin. So I think if Tennessee attacks that early and often, forces the issue, they can create a positive game script for themselves and for Nate.
Where do you rank Felix Akpara's block on the alley-oop just in terms of jaw-dropping Tennessee plays? Because I'm having trouble thinking of very many better ones. Like maybe Dalton Connect's first jam against Michigan State. Maybe Dalton Connect's jam against Auburn. Those were jaw-dropping. But Akpara's block is up there.
See, the Connect one that comes to mind is none of those. It's him staring down Janai Broom and just nailing the three over him in that Auburn game. That one would be.
I thought him following that up with taking it to the rim and jamming on Auburn's team was also
that was pretty sick too.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I don't know. That's got to be pretty high, right? And I think it grows in stature if Tennessee goes on a run here. But even if they don't, like I was talking with some people yesterday, that is more immediately recognizable to me than any Pons block. And of course, Pons did have the misfortune of his two best defensive years coming on some fairly anonymous Tennessee teams. But that, to me, is more signature than any of his plays. So you could call it the coolest block in Tennessee history if you want.
Feels hard to call it that, like you said, in the first round of an SEC tournament against a 12-seed Auburn team. It was nice to cut the head off of Auburn and put them to bed, but yeah, the stakes seem to be a little bit higher. How would you grade Stephen Pearl's first season?
C-, D+. I don't think it's an outright F. I do have a little sympathy in that, one, kind of got handed the job late, and two, they did have the literal toughest schedule in college basketball this year. So I have some amount of sympathy there, but to be honest, it never really seemed like they were connected on the defensive end in any game they played. I kind of thought their best effort of the entire season, it felt like they emptied the tank in that Florida win and then just never had anything left. And not really good when you're doing that in mid-January. So I can't say I was impressed by what I saw this year. I don't think too highly of him going forward. And I am really curious to see what kind of leash he gets. Because I'm sure it's a cheaper contract, right? It kind of has to be.
They gave him a 5-year deal, though. I'm pretty sure I saw this week that it was a 5-year contract. So
it is, but like Auburn seems to be unafraid of just barfing up money at any cost. And the other aspect being, like, if you want, you can get out of this fairly cheaply. But I don't know. Like, it's going to depend on how long the leash is, how much respect they have for him, how much they, bow to Bruce as the, sort of program head, essentially. I noticed him first row directly behind the bench yesterday as a supposed impartial observer. So we'll see.
Does he make it to year 3?
Ooh.
If you had to pick.
I'm going to lean yes. They've got money.
Does he make it to year 4?
Spend it well is anybody's guess, but they have money. He won't make it to year 4.
No 4?
Have I told my, I think statute of limitations is up. Have I told my Final Four Stephen Pearl story before?
You have not.
Okay, so the Houston Final Four in 2023, I was waiting for the shot quality guy outside of the convention center. Where the convention center is, there's this big Marriott. All the coaches and staff stay there and whatnot. Auburn staff comes rolling out, and they have this big metal bracket of the whole tournament structure right outside the convention center. Very cool setup. The heavy set assistant Burgomaster and Bruce are like out there, or not Bruce, Steven. And Steven makes the assistant take photos of him giving the double birds to Alabama, Tennessee, and Houston. Just
Did you
feels
say
like a very good summation of him as a person.
Did you say the heavy-set assistant's name was Burgermaster?
Burgomaster, but you could for libel reasons. I'm not saying I would call him that, but if you wanted to,
because heavy-set burger.
Well, there was also the video of Steven up on the tables, spraying champagne after a win last year, wasn't it, or 2 years ago?
He's such a horse's ass.
Well, I know last year, Will, after the 16 game, because Auburn played in Lexington too. After winning, maybe it was a second-round game. Wherever it was, Auburn went to the bar as a team after the game, led by Stephen Pearl. So he took all the players to the bar I was at after one of the tournament games last year.
Worst.
He's just not a terribly mature person, and I think that kind of showed in how he coached it. Like, not that Keyshawn Hall is this wonderful player, but the way that they handled that really makes me curious about how he's going to handle the roster going forward, where it seems like he just benched the team's best player for 3 games, and then the team's best player predictably did not play well the rest of the way.
Steven wants to be the cool parent. The players aren't going to respect that.
No.
And look, I get it, man. It's tough. I had a daddy that I couldn't live in his shadow. I couldn't match up to him. Steven's going through the same thing. He can't be as good as Bruce. He needs to find a different profession. He's never going to be as good as Bruce. I watched that video of him in the locker room just giving one of the worst speeches ever to his team. He's not got it. He's not got it.
No, that's the first locker room speech ever directed at the selection committee.
Yeah. He just ain't got it. Tennessee, Vanderbilt today. Do the Vols advance?
Yeah, I lean Tennessee here. I think having Ament back makes a big difference. You look at some of the shooting stats from that Vandy game. They did get a little hot from mid-range, which is unusual for them. So I lean Tennessee. I think they're going to be a bit – I've always wondered if senior day has a little bit of an over-motivating effect where you get really sloppy early, and Tennessee just kind of dug themselves too big of a hole to get out of. But I like Tennessee. I think this is a good setup for them. They are more physical. I understand Vandy played well and had a physical game this past time out, but generally speaking, Tennessee's been the more physical team. And I do kind of wonder, we always talk about the rust versus rest thing, but I think the against the spread numbers this year are something like 56 or 57% in favor of the team with the rest disadvantage in these conference tournaments.
I would say I agree. I like being on one day, back to back. Now, if you get to the 3rd or 4th or 5th day in a row, that becomes a different story. But yeah, come out firing, get off to an early lead. You saw it yesterday with Auburn and Tennessee, where Auburn came out and was hot early, or at least hot compared to Tennessee. Maybe Tennessee can get off to a good start. Will Warren, a.k.a. Stats by Will, basketunderreview.com. What are you guys working on right now?
We got all sorts of stuff coming up, man. We got the watch list for the conference championships. I've got a Selection Sunday TV guide going up early Sunday. All the usual stuff I used to do with the stats and history and whatnot, that'll be up probably Monday morning. But it's Christmas coming soon. So this makes it Festivus, technically, 2 days out. So this is college basketball Festivus.
It's what we in the biz call busy season.
Mm-hmm. This is my tax season.
This is your party time. Will Warren, basketunderreview.com. Go subscribe. Get the newsletter sent directly to your inbox. I'm sure they'll have some really, really, really good March Madness coverage. Cody, if you don't want to finish last in your bracket challenge again, maybe you should subscribe.
I'm going all chalk this year.
Smart.
Pretty much.
Smart. Duke losing in the second round will bust your bracket. Will Warren, follow his work. Stats by Will. Appreciate you, brother. Talk to you soon.
Thanks for having me on, boys.
That's what we in the biz call party time. Hour 2 in the books. We'll kick off hour 3 with some headlines. Let's talk sports on Fan Run Radio.
Check out our new and improved website at fanrunradio.com.
At Knoxville Insurance Group, They understand the challenges many consumers face when searching for insurance coverage. That's why whether it's for you, your family, or your business, they create a coverage plan specifically for your unique needs. Knoxville Insurance Group is an independent firm, which means they aren't beholden to just one insurance company. They search multiple companies, acting as your negotiator to find you the best possible policy and price. Start a quote in minutes at KnoxvilleInsuranceGroup.com or call them today at 865-694-9788.
Hi, this is Dr. Stephen Malone at Knoxville Smiles. Has it been a while since your last dental visit? If so, I'd like to invite you to come see us. At Knoxville Smiles, it's our vision to provide the best dental care in town in a relaxed, friendly environment. So if it's been a while and you've been putting it off, don't wait any longer. Come see us at Knoxville Smiles. You can schedule an appointment online at knoxvillesmiles.com or by phone at 865-539-1776.
We really need to get some branded stuff. Shirts, hats, promo items, something professional.
I mean, we could just find a website and order a bunch of it ourselves.
You could, but you're taking a big risk. You don't know the quality, the fit, the timeline. It's a roll of the dice.
Yeah, I guess, but isn't that how everyone does it now?
Not the ones who actually care about how their brand looks. Look, if we're putting our name on it, it needs to be done right. We need SM Athletics.
SM Athletics?
Yeah, they specialize in working with businesses like ours. Apparel, hats, promo gear, but real, customized stuff. They actually care if it turns out right.
Probably a lot better than getting stuck with 100 t-shirts with crooked logos.
Exactly. Plus, they'll walk you through everything. Sizing, colors, material, so it matches the image we're trying to build.
Makes sense. What's the name again?
SM Athletics. Trust me, if you want to look like a real company, not a flea market stand, this is the move. If you're serious about your brand, work with people who are serious about getting it right. SM Athletics.
The best athletes don't just play the game, they change it. When it comes to investing, Gainbridge is doing the same. Their online platform does things differently because it's designed to put you in charge of growing your own savings. It's intuitive, it's easy, and best of all, it's on your terms. No wonder Gainbridge has earned the trust of 40% repeat customers. It's a better way to invest because it's investing your way. Get started today at Gainbridge.io.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Smoky Mountain Brewery is the place to be for game day. From the moment you walk in, it's wall-to-wall big screens, making Smoky Mountain Brewery the place to watch the Vols or your favorite team in action. With locations in Turkey Creek, Maryville, Pigeon Forge, and Gatlinburg, you're never far away from a great time at Smoky Mountain Brewery. Try one of their world-famous microbrews like Black Bear Ale, Mountain Light, or Cherokee Ale. Juicy burgers, wings that bring the heat, and delicious handmade pizzas made with hand-tossed crust from the freshest ingredients and their own special sauce from a secret recipe, topped off with hand-grated cheese and farm-fresh toppings. And don't forget, those famous microbrews are also available in kegs for your next party or in 6-packs and growlers to go. So grab your crew and head to Smoky Mountain Brewery and tell them Fan Run Radio sent you. Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good.
Round 3.
The world's greatest radio show. The world's greatest radio show in Tennessee.
Power rankings, Tuesday trivia. John, Reed, and Cody going wild. No Olivia. Wood grain on my leather seats. I got the whole team eating like I'm Johnny Eats. Morning booming from 7 to 10. Ay. Talk sports while I'm chewing a Zen. Ay. Talk sports while I'm riding to work. All the ops take a ride in a hearse. East Knoxville. Morning booming from 7 to 10. Ay. Morning booming from
Hour number
7
3
to 10.
kicking off here in the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. Our Players Championship leaderboard update brought to you by our friends at Inward Half. Leading the way as the second round is in progress, Sepp Straka, 2 under on the day, pushing him to 7 under. He he's at least a name you kind of know because the rest of the leaderboard right now sprinkled in with some like Lee Hodges, Alex Smalley.
Not a name I know.
Yeah, never really heard of it. Corey Connors, I mean, I've seen that name. Thigala, I've seen him pop up.
What
Cameron
was the
Young,
first name?
Sepp Straka.
I don't know that name.
Justin Thomas had a good bounce back. He's lingering. Matsuyama's 4 under, 2 under on the day. He started on the back 9. He is in the mix at least. We'll see. But right now, none of the big dogs barking at the top of the leaderboard. Go to inwardhalf.com, pick you up some golf gear or just some high-quality, fashionable shirts. I don't golf, and I still love them. Support the people who support us. Inward Half. Speaking of fashion, Sam, before we get to Cody's headlines, what'd you think of the Titans' new uniforms?
I'm a big fan. I like the rebrand. I wish we got red face masks with the uniforms. That's probably my only big complaint. But, I mean, I think it's hard to mess up that color scheme. Looks pretty sweet. I wish we had a little more navy in there, but based on some reports from Burke Nihill or whatever, it sounds like the rivalry uniform, like the alternate, is going to be a navy one. So that'll be kind of where they implement that.
Cody, as a closeted Titans fan, what did you make of the Titans' new uniforms?
Closet. That's where I'll be leaving those uniforms. If I was the Titans, I'd be leaving them in the closet, not busting them out.
See, like I said, he's a closeted Titans fan.
Because I'd be leaving that. I wouldn't wear that apparel out in public.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't even seen them. Let's see. Titans uniforms.
I liked the guitar strings.
Let's get a.
Do you like all of them? I think we have a little bit too much guitar strings.
Snap reaction.
I loved it on the helmets. I will say this blue jersey I'm looking at here that somebody's posted a picture of, like having possession of. I think it's ugly. It's the first one that I've soured on. There's like stars next to the armpits, the strings on the sleeve. I don't know if I like that. I liked them on the players though.
I won't say I hate them, but it is kind of giving Ole Miss powder blue.
Ole Miss is giving Houston powder blue, brother.
I mean, yeah, sure. But like Sam said, I think a little more navy. If you could have worked in a little more of the two-tone blue, just a little bit of that other blue somewhere.
Like how the old Oilers helmets were just red, white, and blue stripe on the helmet. I think I would have maybe taken the strings off the helmet and just done red, white, and like a navy blue stripe in the middle.
Oh, I loved the stripe on the helmet.
I think the stripes needs to be like just in one spot, either helmet or like only on the shoulders.
Okay. So the helmet is supposed to be guitar strings.
Yeah, like the stripe going down the middle. It's a 6-string guitar.
Well, I understand what a 6-string guitar is, but it's a little tacky for me.
Okay,
you like it?
I like the stripes. I like the guitar strings.
I feel like
Music
Nashville,
City, baby.
Well, yeah, I know that's what they're going for. I feel like they kind of overdo that. The whole
Nashville overdoes music.
I mean,
that's their identity.
Yeah, but having a damn guitar on everything,
we're Music City, baby. That's what people come for.
I don't know. I feel like it gets a little tacky after a while.
Okay,
the scoreboard at the sounds of the guitar. I mean, they got a guitar on everything.
That's just funny. It's just rich coming from you.
I mean, I love a guitar. It's
just rich coming from you.
I love a guitar.
Coming from the state of Arkansas. Hey, did you know Tyson Chicken? Hey, Tyson Chicken at Walmart. That's the whole damn state's identity. That's
the hell does that have to do with anything? That is not the state's identity.
Yeah, Tyson Chicken at Walmart. That's all I want you to know about.
Tyson Chicken is not the state's identity.
Hey, we got Tyson Chicken and we created Walmart. Hey, here's a Walmart.
Walmart and Diamonds, probably. Diamonds is...
This is rich coming from you, Arkansas boy. Hey, did you know I'm from where Walmart was created? Oh, wow.
I don't see what that has to do with
Tyson Chicken,
it.
wow.
I've lived in a lot of places. I don't see what that has to do with anything. Nashville, I'm just saying, I think they overdo the guitar thing a little bit,
Well, it's not a damn guitar. It's just strings.
Well, it's a fretboard. That's basically what it is. I don't know. I think it's kind of silly.
What the hell do you know?
That's just my opinion, brother. You asked me what I thought, didn't you?
Yeah.
Next time, don't ask.
Yeah, I won't. Like this guy knows fashion.
I saw some post about how like their new lettering and everything is like based off of old hatch prints, like from old Titan stuff, basically. Like, do you know those prints that I'm talking about?
I don't know.
Look up a hatch print real quick.
Hatch print?
Yeah. It's like a famous company in Nashville that's been there for like hundreds of years, where they do like
print.
Those like ink prints or whatever. You give them away at like all the concerts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So apparently like the new lettering for the Titans is based off of like old
Nashville hatch prints.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't see that. I saw the Titans put out like their statements of like the details and everything. I don't think I saw anything about the hatch print there, but
I find the away uniforms to be the most boring. I feel like blue pants would have been good.
They have blue pants.
They do? I was looking at just a solid white.
They have a white jersey and blue pants.
Oh, okay. So
this guy wants to complain. He don't even know what the hell he's complaining about.
Some alternate stuff, I guess.
He don't even know what the hell he's complaining about. He just wants to complain.
Red face mask would have made it elite.
Tighten up. I'm not as big in favor of the red face mask as other people. Maybe I'm in the minority there. We'll see.
I like the old uniforms better.
Let's hit some headlines. What you got, Big Mac?
Well, let's see here. Kyler Murray joining the Vikings.
Big move. Big move.
Is it? Elevating.
Move, technically.
Yeah. It says they're elevating their quarterback room.
Well, they are.
By adding Kyler Murray.
They added talent to it,
couple
for sure.
Inches. Elevated by a little bit.
I don't know if they're elevating the
average
get it. Height
we
in
get
the
it.
quarterback room. They
He's
might be
small. Okay, he's short,
lower.
but he's better. He's better than these other people. He's better than JJ McCarthy.
I would be upset if I was a Vikings fan.
Vikings fans are pumped for
I'd be
this.
visibly upset.
No.
I'd be visibly upset if JJ McCarthy was my
Well,
quarterback.
that too. Sure.
If I was a Vikings fan, I'd be pretty pumped about this.
Pumped?
Yeah.
I feel like Kyler Murray's the guy that's going to take you to the Super Bowl.
You would have said the same thing about Sam Darnold.
No, I'd be saying, look, my roster's good. I've got a good roster. I'm a quarterback away, and I'm adding Kyler Murray.
Who the hell are you going to add?
I don't know who you add, but it wouldn't be Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray. Who are you going to add that's better than Kyler Murray?
I don't know who you could add, but
there's not anybody out there.
That doesn't mean you want Kyler Murray, though.
It means that if you're like, hey, I'm dying of thirst. You got any filtered water? This stream water isn't good enough. No, you'll just want the water. They're dying of thirst. Do you have any smart water?
I don't think it's.
You'd trade away Josh Allen.
I don't think it's that dire.
Do I have? Can I get smart water, please?
Should have kept Sam Darnold's what they should have done. Should have found a way. And yet here they are agreeing to a 1-year contract with the quarterback Kyler Murray. A deal providing an opportunity for Murray to revitalize his career, it says on ESPN.
Revitalize his career is a little extreme, but it wasn't like he was wandering through the desert for a long time. He got hurt last year and then just didn't come back. He was playing all right when he got hurt. He did lose to that Titans team, though. That was a bad loss for him. He lost to Brian Callahan. He's always got to wear that.
In Minnesota, Murray will have arguably the best supporting cast of his entire NFL career, it says.
I wonder if Justin Jefferson's excited.
No.
Like he's not having to catch passes from JJ McCarthy anymore. That would make me excited.
He's probably excited about that.
But whenever I saw that like Kyler Murray couldn't connect with Marvin Harrison Jr., I don't know. Although maybe if I'm Justin Jefferson, I'm like, I'm way better than him. That doesn't bother me at all. Fascinating.
Kyler says he cannot wait to touch that field and be a Minnesota Viking. This move also qualifies him to be able to have sexual relations with Lizzo.
She has lost a lot of weight.
She has? I haven't seen her in a while. Is she still famous? She's kind of been out of the public eye, hasn't she? She put out any songs?
I've seen her on some commercials and such.
I hadn't even heard her on I hadn't heard her on the radio.
Did we ever find out who that man was that she was talking about?
This is a guy that played for the Vikings, probably Harrison Smith.
I'm imagining a big, ugly defensive lineman.
Because the last thing I saw was I thought it was one of the assistant coaches whose name was Newman or something.
It could have been. Who knows, man? I hope she's okay.
Eyes, why are you looking at me that way?
He always
crazy.
looks like this.
I know, but he's looking
Real
at me like even
two-faced,
more
crazy.
intenser than usual. I don't know.
I'm
What
crazy.
What do you want me to do with Newman on the Vikings? I don't know. Hell, that's so 2016, 17, 18. Hell, I don't know when Lizzo got famous, but don't look at me that way. It was pre-COVID. I know that.
Looks like Durant has agreed to a 1-year, $5.5 million deal with the Cowboys.
Not Kevin. Not Kevin Durant.
It just says Durant.
Yeah, not Kevin.
Could be Kevin Durant.
It's not.
Do you know that for sure?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. It's Kobe Durant.
Yeah.
He's a cornerback. Let's see. Dre Greenlaw returns to the 49ers. Oh, did you see where Bryce Huff is retiring from the NFL as well?
Did you see what he's doing?
It's like stopping fires, right?
Yeah.
So he will be huffing
He's creating
in fumes.
like some
lithium batteries that catch on fire or something. He's trying to stop them.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Hell, a man's got to have a hobby. I don't know if he can turn it into like a successful business, but maybe. I don't know.
I'm kind of rooting for him, honestly.
Yeah. Hell, he's got something. He's got something in life he's passionate about. Stopping fires. We could all use that. I don't want to get caught on fire.
Free agent pass rusher Al-Qadim Muhammad has signed with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Good thing he's not going to the Jets. And Geno Smith, speaking of the Jets, says the Jets are getting a better player than the one who left, he says.
I agree with that. Geno got better after he left.
Says to his New York teammates, I still have a ton of years left on my body to play this game. Do you agree with that?
I don't know. Hell, I ain't in his body.
And I want to continue to try and maximize it.
Geno's got to be close to my age, though, ain't he?
Yeah, he's a 35-year-old man.
Okay, yeah. I don't feel like I got a lot of years left in the NFL.
No, surely not. And so I believe the Jets are getting a better player than I was in Seattle. I know that for a fact, in fact, he says.
Oh, a better player than he was in Seattle.
That's what
I thought
he
you meant a better
says.
player than he was when he left the Jets.
That's what he said. That's what he says, but I don't know.
The way he played last year was terrible, man. He was awful for the Raiders. He was awful.
Awful?
He was awful. He was awful. If you watch the games, and for some reason I kept betting on that damn Raiders team last year, he was awful.
How about Ron Slay yesterday? Did you see Ron Slay all fired up?
Big Ron, he puts on for the Vols.
Yeah, Tommy Tuberville shared a social media post suggesting that Muslims are the enemy, says Politico, to which Tommy Tuberville quoted, "To be clear, I didn't suggest anything. I said it plainly." Says Islamists are the enemy. So now he's saying Islamist. Is that different than just Muslims? I don't know. But Tommy Tuberville, the former Auburn coach, a bit controversial there. So
it is funny to me that he came out and also was saying that college football coaches make too much money. So now that he's not a coach, he's like, "Hey, we shouldn't pay these guys so much money.
Way too much money.
They don't make. They shouldn't make so much."
And how about this? This is a big piece of news here. Welcome to Rocky Top, Hendrix Hart on the track and field team, on the 100 meter and 200 meter. He'll be a track star here. Hendrix Hart. And what is significant about him? Well, he's from Calabasas, California.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you know anything about Calabasas, but that's where a lot of rich people live.
I was going to say, it sounds like a rich people.
A lot of celebrity type of people live there. His last name's Hart.
Yeah.
Was
he in that rock band?
That's right. He's the son of Ann Wilson. Barracuda. No, he's the son of Kevin Hart, the famous comedian.
That's kind of cool. Yeah. I remember when they came on their visit. It'd be nice to have Kevin Hart in the mix.
They put Kevin Hart on the graphic
We've done a pretty good job of we've done a pretty good job of trying to get some like famous sons around here.
Yeah, who would have thought Kevin Hart would make his way onto a Tennessee?
We had Jimmy Dykes' daughter on the cheer team. We had Rodney Harris's son come play safety. We couldn't get Jason Witten's son. He didn't want to come here. But
traitor.
No.
But how about that? We got Kevin Hart's son.
I act like I'm a track guy, but like I'm pretty sure 10.68 for 100 meter like isn't really that great of a time.
Well, that's fine. We're going to coach him
I'm pretty sure we have players on our football team.
You go out there and run a 10.68.
He's in high school, Sam. He's going to get faster in
I
college.
think Dylan Sampson ran a faster 100-meter time out of high school than this kid.
Well, you got to hate on Kevin Hart's son.
Well, it just kind of sounds like we maybe got Kevin Hart into the boat, not his son.
Okay, well, that's also fine with me.
VFL Kevin Hart.
Yeah, you all of a sudden go pretend like you care about the damn track program, Sam.
I want the best players at my university.
Hey,
yeah, and if this
know-
kid's not one of them,
How about this? How about Kevin Hart comes here and then all of a sudden he loves Tennessee. Then all of a sudden he gives some money to the collective and we
I'm
get
sure
better
that'll
track
happen.
players.
I'm sure Kevin Hart really wants to donate to our NIL fund.
He's got money. He might help out a little bit.
He has an extraordinary amount of money.
If he wants his son to be happy and his son to be special, hell, maybe.
Hey, to Sam's point, though, this is the university that had Christian Coleman and Justin Gatlin.
It is.
Dylan Sampson ran a 10.48 100-meter in high school.
Anything in the 10 sounds really fast to me, but I don't know.
We don't know how accurate that timing was.
Really?
We don't know.
What'd Usain Bolt run?
Fast.
Much faster.
He was in the
6'4".
He was in the nines.
I think this is great because if we have any guys on the fence about transferring, we just have Kevin Hart do a little comedy special, and they say,
yeah,
you're on Rocky Top. I can get Kevin Hart anytime I want.
Sam's got a problem with us having famous people around the program.
They're on the fence. We'll just give them
Let me guess, you didn't want Lucas Ramirez either.
He's hitting homers in the World Baseball Classic.
Who's he, the son of Richard Ramirez?
Manny, he committed here, but then he was blasting bombs. 9.58 apparently was Usain Bolt's fastest 100-meter time.
What a crazy! He was crazy, man. Usain Bolt, that guy was crazy.
You think you could run 50 meters in 9.58?
Wait, what? That's like.
You think you run 50 meters in 9.58 seconds?
So half of 100?
Yeah, 50 meters.
Yeah, I could. I don't know if I could. I definitely could. Yeah, that's not that hard to do, actually.
You think you could, Sam?
In 9.8?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about 60 meters? What's the cutoff?
Well, see, now you're pushing.
I'm asking what the cutoff is.
The answer was yes.
You cannot run 50 meters in 9.58 seconds.
Yes, I can.
I don't think you can. If this
Probably
formula is
close
right,
to like 60 yards.
Yeah, he can't. It's 55 yards essentially. You can't run 55 yards in 9 seconds. I don't believe you can.
Yes, I can. No problem. I ran a 40-yard dash in 5.5.
In high school?
You don't realize. Yeah, I mean it's been a while, but you don't realize how much of a difference like 4.5 seconds makes. Like that's not.
No, I understand.
That's not that
It's
hard.
also 15 more yards than a 40.
Yeah, but it's not that hard to cover that much more ground.
I don't think you run 55
What do you
yards.
think you're running a 40 right now?
When was the last time you ran
like
at like a
7 seconds?
like anywhere near a top speed?
It's been a long time.
Yeah, I think your leg would shut down. I
7
think
seconds for 40.
No, I mean,
I feel like
I
you'd be
got
cutting it
legs.
close at 55.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know exactly what it would be.
I think.
Why's everything got to be me? Why have I got to do all the damn
It's just a good hypothetical. You versus Usain
Why
Bolt.
was it always me? Just because I'm heavy?
Yeah.
Because I'm heavy set?
Yeah.
You guys want me to be the one to?
You've been putting on that circus clown makeup your entire life. It's time to start.
Why
dancing.
don't you guys go out there and
I can
do a
it.
challenge? Huh?
I can do it. Last
Don't
time I
you?
ran fast was just a couple months ago against Sam. Now he beat me. Sam's faster than me, but I've ran top speed recently. You ain't.
Well, I'm
Which,
just,
by the way, I wasn't racing
I'm
Sam. I was
telling you.
racing Walker, just for the record. So I keep my undefeated streak.
I'm not an athlete. I'm not a current athlete. I'm a
Jot that
I'm
down,
a
Bubba.
former varsity
cut,
athlete.
cut that out. Cody saying he's not an athlete. Jot that down.
Cut what out?
You saying you're not.
When have I said I'm a current day?
No.
athlete?
Just not that. Just I'm not an athlete.
I'm
down.
a varsity. I'm a former varsity.
Jot that
athlete.
down, Bubba. Cut it out.
Everybody knows I'm a former
Cody
varsity
McClure,
athlete.
quote, I am not an athlete. Jot it down.
Do I look like an athlete?
No.
Current day?
No, you don't.
I'm not. When have I ever said I was?
Put me
I'm
on
getting about sick and damn tired of the disrespect around here. You know,
this guy doesn't
why-
sound
why-
very
why don't
confident
you-
that he can run the 50 meters.
Why don't you go out there
in
and see if you can
9.8
run
seconds.
50 meters
I'm
in
still
a certain
waiting.
time frame?
You've been challenging me for years for our foot race.
I'm trying
still
to read
waiting
the
for you.
Well, I got to
I'm
get in
still
shape
waiting for you
first.
to get ready. Yeah.
The SEC is considering its own in-house governance and enforcement model with the lack of the NCAA oversight. The SEC thing about doing its own thing. Also, the new Iranian supreme leader is confirmed in a coma, had to have his leg amputated. Appears that we wounded the new guy, the Khamenei or whatever. We wounded him pretty bad. And,
When I just think of it as like you getting a half of a head start against Usain Bolt, like I just don't think you could run 50 meters faster than he could run 100 meters. That's really what it comes down to for me.
I mean, I don't know if he'd probably catch. I mean, Usain mother effing Bolt. I mean, I don't know.
I know, but that's the clock.
I mean, hell.
That's the clock, though. That's
hell.
That's the competition.
I mean, why's it got to be me? Why have I got to be the one out there? You go. I'll give you a 40-yard head start. See if you can beat Usain.
40-yard head start? Yeah, I'll beat him. I can run 15 yards faster than him. Hell,
Usain damn Bolt.
Surely.
Well, what a dumb.
I don't know if I could.
Hell, what a dumb question to ask.
15 yards versus his 55.
Usain Bolt.
I could do it. 15 yards versus 55.
Can I read the news?
No, we're out of time.
The U.S. House has passed a measure to register
cares.
Men for the Selective Service.
It doesn't care.
What do you mean no one cares? You got a nephew, don't you?
I ain't going to take him.
He's between the age of 18 and 26.
He ain't 18 yet.
Well, when he gets there, I mean, he'll be there.
He's 16. He'll be 17.
They've passed a measure to automatically register men for the Selective Service. Men between 18 and 26. Fellas, hello.
Bubba, you ain't 26 yet, are you?
No.
Neither is Sam. They need to know.
Hello, fellas.
Again, I'm going AWOL.
Admitting to that on the radio means you're going to prison.
You're yellow belly. They'll throw you in jail. Better just cut off a finger. That's the only way out of it. Cut off your finger. That way you can't shoot.
I can't pay for gas right now.
Maybe you need to enlist. They it'd be a good steady job for you, Bubba. Maybe you go enlist.
Man,
get out ahead of it before they make you do it. Sign up, maybe get a signing bonus or something.
Tell me if you feel this as you get much closer to the age of 38. Do you wish sometimes maybe you had enlisted?
No,
because you'd be coming up on retirement.
No, I know, but I don't. I don't wish I did.
I think about it sometimes. I'm like, man, if I just at 18 years old, if I had just gone into the service,
you wouldn't have made it, brother.
What do you mean I wouldn't have made it?
You wouldn't have made it.
I was a varsity athlete.
You wouldn't have made it.
I could have made it, no problem.
You would have passed the conditioning test and stuff.
Well, no, but if I wasn't fat, I'm saying
you are fat. And you've always been fat. That's what I'm saying. You wouldn't have passed the conditioning test. It's hard to run. You wouldn't have been able to run out. You have to run like a 7-8 minute mile at least. Like
no, but I'm saying I could have done it. I could if I had lost some weight and gone into the service. There's plenty of fat guys in the service. If I had gone,
there's not. I've not seen very many fat guys.
There's heavy set guys in the service.
I've not seen very many of them.
I'm just saying, think about if you could have gone in. Most average guys could have gone in, though, is what I'm saying. Maybe not me. Maybe I couldn't have gone in. But you retire after 20 years. I mean, you go in at 18. By the time you're 38, you got it made. You got it made the rest of your life. It's the smartest thing a kid can do, if we're being honest.
Unless you're in Iran right now.
Yeah, this is propaganda.
Well, now
this is propaganda.
In wartime, I don't know. But
when we were coming out of school, it was kind of wartime. You never knew.
Well, yeah, but it's been pretty smooth the last 10, 15 years. I mean, it would have been a great time, I imagine, to be in the service.
Got some college football news, some Tennessee news, some over-unders have been released. Tennessee's number, what is it? I'll tell you after the break. Stick with us. Let's talk sports on Fan Run Radio.
For the fans, by the fans, this is Fan Run Radio, Knoxville.
Hey, Vols fans, Cody Brown here. I grew up right here in Tennessee and know what it means when someone says, I've got your back. That's why you can trust Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee. Whether it's your home, your vehicle, your family's future, or the business you built from the ground up, we will show up for all of your insurance needs. We are Tennesseans who understand what matters, which is doing right by you. Insurance is not all about just paperwork and policies, but it's about the people we insure every day. So if you want insurance that hits home, give me a call at 865-992-3871. Go Vols.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Ball fans, reimagine your home at Broadway Carpets and Flooring for any remodeling or building needs. With a variety of carpets, rugs, hardwood, vinyl, and stone, Broadway has all the flooring and installation options you're looking for, including pet-resistant products like Pet Perfect Carpet from Shaw Floors. Visit their showroom in downtown Knoxville or the location in West Knoxville located on Kingston Pike near Pellissippi Parkway today.
Your tax refund belongs to you, not an identity thief. Over $6 billion in tax refunds were flagged by the IRS for possible identity theft last year. If you're in a bind this tax season, LifeLock can help. They monitor and alert you to identity threats you'd miss on your own, even if you're careful with your personal information. And if you do become a victim of tax-related identity fraud, LifeLock has U.S.-based restoration specialists ready to help solve your identity theft issue. Plus, all LifeLock plans are backed by the $1 Million Protection Package, meaning LifeLock will reimburse you up to the limits of your plan if you lose money due to identity theft. Let LifeLock help protect your financial info, so all you have to worry about is what you do with your tax refund. Go to LifeLock.com, save up to 25% off your first year. The promo code is HERD, promo code HERD, to save up to 25% off your first year. LifeLock.com. Identity theft protection starts here.
Yeah, it's another day, but what kind of day is it really? A day of doom scrolling? Laundry day? Nah, it's a White Claw day. Light and refreshing tasting, uniquely cold way filtered. There's an iconic flavor for everyone. So grab a pack, grab your friends. Make the most of each day with those who matter most. When you're together with White Claw, every day is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. You just gotta grab it. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
I know the SEC tournament is going on. Big game. We've talked a lot about Tennessee Vanderbilt. If you missed any of that, you can check out the podcast or rewind the YouTube video. Pumped up for that. But college football, SEC football, we got some content to dissect. FanDuel has put out the 2026 win totals for all SEC teams. Have you seen it yet?
Nope.
Sam, have you seen it?
Yeah.
Bubba, you seen it?
Nope.
What would you set Tennessee's over-under at? Bad news, Bubba.
Over under?
Yeah, that's what I asked. What's their win total?
7.5.
7.5. Cody, what would you set it at?
8.5.
Well, FanDuel said that you're both stupid. They put it at 6.5.
Jesus Christ.
That seems to be a proper response.
Good Lord. I mean, that's just that's pitiful. Hell, it's
honestly, when I saw it, I think that's kind of what I said in my head too. Is just, my God.
I mean, hell
far.
What is this? Year 6? Year let's see, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Yes, year 6 for Heupel, or year 1, as John Pennington would say.
Every year's year 1. It's still the dumbest thing I've ever heard anybody say.
Grouped in
you
there
didn't
with
even hear it.
You're grouped in there with Missouri, Auburn, Vandy, and Florida.
Damn.
You think Vandy feels disrespected being lumped in with Auburn, Missouri, Tennessee, and Florida? Like, hell, we just went 10-2. You guys all down at 6?
I mean, I'd take the over, I think.
It'd be hard to get me to bet the under on 6.5.
Just for vibe purposes alone, I'll take the over.
Now, I will say that the over is minus 150. So, like, the over is heavily juiced. You'd have to bet $150 to win 100.
6.5.
6.5.
I'll be a
now you could
son of a gun.
Now you could argue that your 6.5 is closer to like 7 in years prior. I won't necessarily call it a 7.5, but you're removing a bought win. Like ETSU is off the schedule, and you're putting an SEC team on there. So that is important to kind of remember.
Sure,
but it still doesn't make you feel much better.
Now, I heard some guys on the radio the other day, and they were comparing our football season to golf.
I love how much sports radio you consume.
I love sports radio
because when you're on here with me, you seem like you hate it. Yeah,
I hate it, but I love it. You know what it is? I hate certain people. I tell you what I really hate is the East Coasters that do sports radio. This guy who comes on the Sports Animal after they're done at 7, this guy comes on there, and I heard him say tournament like 36 times yesterday, and I was irritable hearing it. Like I had to turn. change the channel. I was pushing the damn
That's
button.
how people hear when they hear our intern saying Vols.
Well, we think that,
Tennessee Vols.
UConn probably going to be a 1 seed in the tournament. It's a tournament. It's tournament. Just say tournament. I know you got a different accent, but tournament, in the tournament. I mean, I was going crazy listening to this guy. But anyway, I like sports radio, but I don't really like doing it. You know what I mean? Like, because I don't feel like I'm very knowledgeable.
Sure.
So I like what we do.
Sure.
I like radio. I like entertainment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I don't really like talking sports all that much.
Yeah, you used to.
But it depends on what it is. If football season, football's good, but we're coming into the worst part of the year for sports radio. By far the worst part of the year. We're talking golf, then we're going to have damn NBA. Going to be Wimbledon coming up after that. The worst part of the year. Anyway, I was listening to these guys on the radio, and they were comparing our season, this next season, to golf and par. What would be par? What record would be par? 8-4, 9-3.
I mean, we do that from time to time. Maybe we don't phrase it like that, but we say, like, what's the baseline expectation? That's what par means.
And then, like, bogey is 7-5.
Well, right.
Birdie is 9-3, maybe.
Right.
It's like,
yeah, I mean, that's the same concept that we do when we say, what's the baseline expectation? So, like, FanDuel kind of set the baseline expectation. That's what a lot of the win totals are. Now, I don't necessarily agree, because you would have a hard time convincing me that, like, 7-5 wasn't the absolute floor. Like, 7-5 would be par. Whereas on this win total, like saying 7, well, I'm saying that at the very least, 7-5 would be par. Like 6.5 win total means that 7's a success, and I don't feel that way at all.
Coach Watson Brown said his par is 9-3. Says 9-3 is par for him.
This win total right now is like 45-year-old Tiger Woods.
Yeah, like you can go out there and go
down back.
Well, go out there and go through the motions, and
it's like Tiger Woods after that crash in Palos Verdes.
All right, I'm gonna read the top off. The top 9.5, 8.5. Go down there. Texas 9.5, Georgia 9.5, Alabama 8.5, A&M 8.5, LSU 8.5. Does anything stand out to you
Take
about
the under on A&M?
Does anything stand out to you about those 5 teams though?
Every year, take the under on A&M. They ain't winning 9; they'll win 8. What'd you say? Georgia, Texas, LSU. They're at the top.
Yeah, anything stand out?
9.5. Where's Alabama?
Like Bama being 8.5 is a little crazy. I mean, like I know that they probably have. Hell, I don't know. Tennessee's got a lot of returning talent on that team too. Like Alabama and Tennessee, I think, are 2 teams that are having freshman quarterbacks fight for their starting job. You know,
Alabama and Tennessee built the damn SEC.
What jumped out to me was that 4 of the 5 teams were on Tennessee's schedule. Texas, Alabama, A&M, and LSU. Like, to me, that jumped out.
Yeah, but the one you're not going to beat isn't on there, so that's good.
Yeah. Now, Texas comes to Knoxville.
So does LSU, so does Alabama.
So does LSU, so does Alabama. So three of those top 5 teams are coming to your home.
3 tremendous home games. What great value for season ticket holders this year.
Yeah, you can't bitch and moan about this if you're a Tennessee season ticket holder. You just kind of got to say thank you, Danny. Even if they raise the prices, you just got to say, you know what, that's the best home slate we've had as long as I can remember.
3 terrific home games, plus Auburn. Auburn also at home.
But Texas, Alabama, A&M, LSU all on the schedule. And that stands out. It is nice to have Georgia off there. Oklahoma, Ole Miss, they're at 7.5. We don't play either one of them.
Ole Miss at 7.5.
Ole Miss at 7.5.
I bet they feel gross.
Well, I was going to say they should probably feel disrespected too, because hell, they got their quarterback coming back.
Yeah,
they were a playoff team and they got Chambliss coming back.
Yeah.
Now Pete Golding is going to have to actually coach them up versus just kind of do the rah-rah speech after Kiffin kind of got everything in place. So we'll see how that goes. But if I'm them, I would be pretty upset about the 7.5. Part of this tells me that like FanDuel and Vegas and whatever doesn't really know what to do with the 9-game SEC schedule.
Yeah, there's probably some opportunity to make some money there on some teams. You just got to know which ones to pick.
Or this tells me that this is going to be like even more like the NFL, where it's just, hey, 9-3 is actually really good. 9-3 is actually, you should be a playoff team. 9-3 is like 10-6 in the NFL, and you never snarl your nose up as a franchise at 10-6. So maybe moving forward in the SEC, you should never be upset with going 9-3.
The NFL plays 17 games now, though.
Yeah, right. 10-7 doesn't hit the same as 10-6. I don't really know what that baseline is now. 11-6 feels like too much. 10-7 feels like too little. So I went with 10-6 and went old school. Yeah. I know they play 17 games. I keep up with the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I know ball.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, we had pretty much
excuse me? You damn jamoke.
Jamoke? Like the shake?
Yeah. Yeah, you're a jamoke. You're like a shake. You're about to be stirred if you don't quit looking at me and move on. You better just quit looking at me and move on before you get
stir me?
Yeah, before you get stirred up.
What the heck does that mean?
When a milkshake, you start swirling it around.
You making a threat toward me?
You keep staring over here. Florida, Tennessee, Missouri, Auburn, Vanderbilt, 6.5. So of that next, quintet or quartet, if you remove Tennessee, no Florida on the schedule. No Missouri on the schedule. Auburn and Vanderbilt both on the schedule. Auburn at 6.5 seems pretty aggressive, no? Like, without knowing what else they have in the non-conference, but like them getting 9 conference games and a Power 4 game, 6.5 for them in Golish's first year, that feels aggressive. South Carolina and Kentucky at 5.5. We got South Carolina on the schedule, right? We go to there. We go to there.
I got to go to Columbia.
Okay.
It's dangerous.
Mississippi State comes in at 4.5. We ain't got to go there.
We go to Columbia. We go to Fayetteville. We go to Nashville. And we go
Texas A&M.
Oh, yeah, A&M. That's right.
You got 5 of the bottom 6.
You got 5 of the bottom 6. So you got 4 of the top 5 and 5 of the bottom 6, which I guess kind of makes sense whenever we're not playing any of those middle teams, though. Mm-hmm. Either we're playing the bottom or the top.
We're playing the bottom on the road and the top at home.
Yeah, which, I mean, to me, when you add that up, should be more than 6.5 wins. I would like to see where Georgia Tech, and maybe that's something we do closer to once basketball ends, Cody. Maybe we need to make a note of getting all 16 of these SEC teams getting their non-conference schedule, especially like their power opponent non-conference schedule.
Yes.
Because I'd like to see like where Tennessee going to Georgia Tech ranks in terms of difficulty. As a program, it's probably middle of the pack, but it is a true road game.
And so we have officially decided we're playing the game at Bobby Dodd, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
So it's a traditional road game at a pretty good ACC team. Nothing special, but pretty good.
Well, it's a team that they've given Georgia hell last few years.
Yep.
They're
pretty good.
Yeah, they're solid. It's not going to be easy.
And it's a true road game. So I'd like to see where that stacks up compared to the rest of the SEC.
That's going to be tough, like going to Pittsburgh in 22. It's going to be that type of game. I don't think it's going to be an ass whipping like Syracuse and NC State.
I don't think it'll feel quite as tough as going to Pittsburgh, but maybe it should. It's hard to judge that Pittsburgh game because, like, we knocked out 2 of their quarterbacks.
Well, that team was coming off an ACC title, too.
It was, yeah. That's what I'm saying. So, I don't think going to Georgia Tech's quite that tough.
I think it's maybe comparable.
Okay.
But, I mean, I think it's a lot more difficult than those neutral site games we play often against ACC teams.
Well, that is for certain.
Bama's got Florida State again.
At home.
Yep. Arkansas will go on the road to Utah.
Okay. That's tougher.
Auburn plays Baylor at home.
We would judge at Georgia Tech as being tougher than Florida State at home, though, right?
At Georgia Tech being tougher than what?
Than Florida State at home?
Florida State at home.
Yes.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. At Utah is probably tougher than at Georgia Tech.
Although
their new coach. Yeah, I was going to say they haven't been as impressive as a program. I'd say it's about equal. Maybe Georgia Tech's actually a little bit tougher.
Do we know Utah's coach?
At least Georgia Tech's right down the road for Knoxville, whereas they got to get on the road.
Yeah,
plane
we'll
and
have
go
some
to Utah.
fans there. And,
yeah.
Pretty sure Utah promoted their DC, maybe.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that was an internal.
I'll say that's equal to Georgia Tech.
Georgia.
Oh, I thought you had a whole list.
You said Auburn.
Yeah, I'm just
Auburn's
trying to go
good.
down like ESPN here.
Said Auburn's got Baylor at home. I mean, we know some of them.
Georgia Tech for Georgia, Louisville for Kentucky.
Texas is playing Ohio State.
Clemson at home for LSU.
Yeah.
Mississippi State goes at Minnesota. That's a weird one.
What?
Missouri goes at Kansas.
Great job by Lane Kiffin doing the scheduling. He's like, we're going to play all these weird teams. Like we're going to go to Wake Forest. We're going to go to Minnesota.
No. LSU plays Clemson. Mississippi State plays at Minnesota.
Well, Lane Kiffin, I meant like whenever he was at Ole Miss, he was putting that schedule together. Like you said, Ole Miss is playing at Minnesota, right?
No, Mississippi State.
Oh, okay. Hell, never mind.
Mississippi State at Minnesota.
You said we get Mizzou, Kansas again?
Missouri at Kansas.
Good border war.
Yeah, that's fun.
Oklahoma will travel to Michigan.
That's probably the toughest one. Ohio State at home is tougher than at Michigan, but like those two are
Ole Miss plays Louisville. South Carolina will play Clemson, obviously. We'll play Georgia Tech. Ohio State for Texas.
So it's about like last year's schedule, but flipped around for
most of them, yeah. A&M plays home against Arizona State.
That's one of the easier ones,
And
I'd say.
then Vandy plays home against NC State.
Okay.
Yeah, so Texas once
We're
again.
in the top probably 4 of the toughest non-conference games, I would say.
Top 4? We'll say top 6 just to be careful. Because Clemson, because you already had Ohio State, Michigan. Those are the top 2. And like I'd say Clemson is probably 3rd still, right? Like playing Clemson's still tougher than at Georgia Tech. Although I don't know. Maybe not.
Playing Clemson at home versus playing at Georgia
Was
Tech.
it Clemson at home? Was it?
Yeah, they went
at
there
South Carolina?
last year.
Okay. And maybe that's comparable. I mean, Georgia Tech beat Clemson last year, so the Haynes King's gone. I just don't have as much. I don't have as much confidence in Georgia Tech reloading, I guess, as I do Clemson. At least putting together a competent team.
Oklahoma going to the big house. That's going to be a tough.
That's a real tough one.
Start for them.
Yeah.
And then Texas, Ohio State.
Yeah, those are by far the top 2, I'd say. Okay. I'd like to still see like on a graphic kind of like mapped out just to kind of really be able to rank them. But I mean, you said you'd take the over. Bubba, you're not taking the under, are you? You were pretty down on the boys last year. How do you feel this year seeing that 6.5 number?
I'll take it as 7-5.
Okay, that's good. That's a cash for you. That's getting to the window. Back in the Vols. Over. Lock it in, says
Standard
Bubba.
keeps falling.
Well, yeah, it does. And, of course, the quarterback uncertainty. But, again, I think this 9-game conference schedule is just going to throw such a wrench into people's final records.
Yeah, I mean 9-3. Well, we said that from the jump that 9-3 is going to be the new 10-2. As soon as we heard we're getting another conference game, I mean, but I still like it better, even if 9-3 is the number. I still like it that we're playing an extra SEC game. It's better for the schedule. It's better for a better game. One less week you have to watch us play Samford or ETSU,
It's better for us for sure. It's better for the consumer.
Yeah. Yeah, you want to test yourself against the best.
It's not better for your overall records because, half of your league is going to take an extra loss, but it is better for us week in, week out. That is 100% true. You cannot argue that. Now Tennessee is guaranteed 10 of their 12 weeks, a game having some stakes. Throw Georgia Tech in there, of course, and every year you'll have to have a power non-conference opponent. So 10 of your 12 weeks matter, and that's cool.
You'd like to just go 6-3 against the league. To me, that would be a big success.
So 9-3 is a big success for you?
I mean, this year for sure.
Yeah. I don't disagree. I think 9-3 would be a pretty big success. And it might get you in the playoff. Because, I mean, like, to Sam's point, if you do think of at Georgia Tech as at least a top 4 non-conference game, if you win that one, you would have some good tiebreakers.
Well, we're going to have to expand this thing to 24.
Yeah.
I mean, the SEC needs to get on board with that. So,
well, I think the SEC. Well, at least Josh Heupel came out saying we should go to 24.
Yeah.
I don't know how the conference as a whole feels. Seems like they were kind of dragging their feet unless they got a lot of assurances that they could get 10 teams in it. Last call on the other side. Stick with us. Let's talk sports on Fan Run Radio.
Big Orange Country's home for sports. This is Fan Run Radio.
What's up, Fan Run Nation? This is Evan Rogers with ECR Total Landscapes. We're excited to continue our free stump grinding promotion with Fan Run Radio this year through March 31st. If you've got problem trees in your yard, give us a call and we'll come out and cut them down and grind the stumps for free when you mention you heard us right here on Fan Run Radio. Take it from Russ. We'll treat you right at ECR Total Landscapes.
That's right, Evan. I had the ECR team out to Stately Smith Manor last year, and they took down a bunch of trees for me and grinded the stumps for free. Now I don't have to worry about those trees falling on my house, and my yard looks much better. Do what I did. Call ECR Total Landscapes.
Thanks, Russ. Call us today and we'll come out and give you a free estimate. Our number is 865-384-2012. And our website is ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Hey, Knoxville. Surfside iced tea and vodka made with real brewed tea is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar with no bubbles and no troubles. That's right, zero carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy. Headed to a game day or party at a friend's house? Bring an iced tea or lemonade variety pack from Surfside or try their green tea and new raspberry tea vodka. Find the can with the sunset stripes this season. Surfside iced tea and vodka, sold at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Surfside iced tea and vodka, sunshine in a can. Must be 21 or older. Enjoy responsibly.
Are you ready for the start of a new season? Maybe looking for your team to go on a tournament run? Get game day ready with Crumble. Head on over to your nearest location and pick up 12 pre-selected cookies plus exclusive toppers. When you're looking for dessert options, there's no question about who you should call on. Our listeners already know. Last year, the Dubai chocolate was a home run, along with the brownie batter. Oreo crumb was another crowd favorite. What new flavor will set the standard this season? If you're in the Knoxville area, there are 3 locations ready to serve you: Clinton Highway, Parkside Drive, and Maryville. Download the Crumble app to build your best lineup and vote on the best combos. You can even put your bid in to request a new flavor. Order in the app and slide on over to your nearest location. Tell them Fan Run sent you, and as always, it's for the fans, by the fans. Don't miss the cookies.
Last call here on the program. Again, if you want to cut out work a little early today, come watch the basketball game. I'll be posting up the Barleys, getting ready for an SEC victory as Tennessee takes down Vandy. Get your weekend started. Come hang out. Cody, any final thoughts before we go to Bubba?
No, not really.
Okay.
I don't really have anything on my mind.
Go Vols.
Yeah, go Big Orange.
GBO.
See if we can win this thing. Go win this tournament, boys. It will be pretty sweet if Kentucky is able to upset Florida.
Are you going to root for Kentucky?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because then I feel that we have a new a path to actual tournament victory.
It'd be house money getting to play Florida. Like, you'd still be upset if you lose because you hate them, whatever. But, like, you can live with that. If the game was Tennessee, if Tennessee beats Vanderbilt and it was Kentucky, that would be not as big as a Sweet 16 game last year, but it would feel pretty damn big.
Would we rather have the opportunity to be the team to beat Florida than to have the negative of losing to Kentucky?
That's what I was going to say. I would rather, that's what I was getting at. The house money against Florida, to me, would be a much more enjoyable experience than the do or die feeling against Kentucky.
That might actually be the answer.
Because I could go into Saturday if we play Florida and be like, whatever happens, happens. Of course, we'll be rooting for the win, but not gonna ruin my day if we get beat. Whereas, yeah, if you play that Kentucky team and they beat you for a third time, that would feel like a pretty big gut punch.
But if you're just looking at who you have the best chance against,
sure,
you'd feel better playing Kentucky
for sure.
Especially because Kentucky be coming off of an emotional win, having just beaten Florida, and
playing their fourth. I think that'd be their fourth game in 4 days too.
Well, they'd be the same as us, right?
No, they played on Wednesday.
Oh yeah, that's right. No, they had to play another game. Yeah, so they'd have a day of more tired legs.
Yep.
So,
all right, Bubba, what do we miss so far today? Couple things.
I don't know if you saw this, but Dana White.
Who?
Dana White.
I thought you said Daniel White. I said, who the hell?
Are you going to tell us about the fast?
No, I'm going to say that he says that the UFC event, they're trying to hold 85,000 people.
At the White House?
Tickets will be free.
At the White House?
Yes.
85. We're inviting 85,000 people to the White House lawn.
Is that new ballroom done yet?
For free.
Is this just because him and Trump are boys? Like, why are we doing? Why are we fighting on the White House field, the yard?
Yes.
Why are we doing this? Is it just because they're friends?
Washington's getting involved. I don't know if you've also seen the IndyCar racing renderings of their Washington Grand Prix.
No, I haven't.
So IndyCar's trying to race around like a lot of Washington, D.C. staples like the Memorial, the Monument, the Capitol. It's going to interrupt traffic and stuff like that for crazy amounts of
Living
time.
in D.C., I think you just have to accept that like traffic's going to get ruined all the time.
We had Trump warning Iran's World Cup team, saying it's not smart for their own life and safety.
Okay.
We have the Professional Women's Hockey League having their first game televised ever on ION.
Okay, I mean, good for them.
On 3/28.
I don't have any interest in men hockey, other than my Jersey Mike's short points. Am I right, Sam? But the Olympics, I'll get on board with that. If the Preds make a run, I'll bandwagon that. But like, I don't care about men's hockey, so I ain't gonna be watching the women's hockey. But that's a good step for them.
And then also, World Baseball Classic, USA plays Canada tonight at 8.
And now it's knockout, right?
Yep.
Do or die. Canada any good? They trotting Joey Votto out there. Is he playing for them? I mean, I know he's retired, but are they still running him out there?
I'm pretty sure we're like minus 800 in this game.
Okay.
They've got a pretty good guy that used to play for the Smokies, Owen Casey. He's kind of like their Pete Crow Armstrong.
Okay. I was trying to think if I remember his name, but I don't think I do.
They had so many of his bobbleheads, and they just kept trying to give them away.
Okay. Any plans this weekend, Bubba?
Well, there's a big old race happening at Smoky Mountain Speedway tomorrow night.
Really?
Yeah.
You going to be there?
Kind of want to.
What's stopping you?
I don't know.
Well, go out there. And, folks, if you're going to be out there, find Bubba and take a picture with him.
He'll be the guy looking at you with crazy eyes.
He's got crazy eyes. You'll be able to spot him a mile away. When you see a guy coming up staring at you, that makes you think he might stab you. That's Bubba. That's Bubba. Everybody have a good weekend. The Tony Basilio Show coming up next. Then, of course, Tennessee basketball today, 3:30ish. Let's have ourselves a weekend. We'll talk to you Monday.
Take Fan Run Radio with you on the all-new Fan Run app. Just search for Fan Run Radio wherever you download your apps.
A brand built in Tennessee and born from the love of the game. Inward